I had it on a timer.
There we go.
You also have to press a button. Hey, guys,
There we
sorry
go.
we're late. We're coming in hot.
There we
We're
go.
talking about meat. So apparently there's a big meat shortage. And if you had to believe the internet,
Yeah.
there's no meat anywhere. Because if you want to be a rebel rouser, you want to be a troll on the internet,
Yeah.
then you say there's no meat and you put up a picture of an empty shelf.
Mm.
Apparently it's not as bad as advertised. Apparently there's meat, but there's not enough meat. And if you'd believe what the internet says, meat does not exist ever.
Yeah, because when you told me about it, I immediately go to Twitter and it's everywhere. Meat shortage.
Meat shortage.
Yeah.
The meat blight 2022. I mean, how do you run out of meat? Don't we have a problem with like too many cows in this country? We have a problem with like too many farm animals.
Yeah.
Like it's literally
we're
ripping apart the atmosphere, but somehow we still don't have enough.
You're going to upset somebody with this talk. Somebody's going to get mad.
505-246-0610.
There we go. There we go.
Okay, sorry about your meat, everybody. I hope the meat doesn't stay a problem.
Both sides. You're going to have people who
look,
upset, and then the animal people. So
in Albuquerque, like I do every week, I promise you nothing but sports from here on out.
Right.
I got to get to the bottom of this meat problem.
Yeah.
There's animals everywhere. Like how many times you hear people complaining about their barking dogs or where all these hood cats come from? I know some of you people from the South, you know how to trap a squirrel.
Yeah.
You can't go get chicken breasts from Albertsons, but you're too scared to catch a cat, you coward.
Squirrel.
Get out there and
possum.
Get your meat out in the wild, like us real men.
The vegan says, like us real men.
You know how hard it is for me to get my quinoa out in the wild? Just go kill a cat, you coward.
At least let it be enough chicken for next week. That's all I ask. That's all I ask.
Yeah, save us 1 week.
Yeah, just give us this next week.
Because I will eat chicken on vacation. I will eat meat on vacation.
Oh, okay. All right.
Because you know, I've said it before, I'm a win in Rome vegetarian.
Yeah. Got you.
My friend harvests an animal, kills a deer or whatever. Yeah. I'm not going to turn that down.
Yeah.
On vacation, I got to try the local delicacy.
Yeah.
If we're in LA, I have to try Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles, right?
You have to.
Shout out to Frank's Famous.
Yes, sir.
We'll see if it's that good. But I haven't had the OG. And we will next week. Maybe.
They better have some chicken. I'll protest.
Dude, in Hawaii, there's just like chicken walking around everywhere.
No, I was gonna
there's
say
just chickens.
that.
There's just chickens everywhere.
And they're fat.
How is there?
They're huge.
They eat.
Yeah. They don't run. They walk. Like you said, they just walk.
They don't even consider flying.
They don't make any noises. They don't even move their necks like chickens. They just walk. They saunter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're just walking nuggets. Dude, there's this Fred, co-host of 2 Men On, still in St. Louis, Missouri at the Royal Rumble. He got a parking lot chicken. Have you seen these parking lot chickens?
No.
So right next to a grocery store or a bodega or something, they'll have dudes with spits just roasting chickens.
Yeah, okay.
Like you just buy a whole chicken on your way out of the store, the liquor store, or whatever. It's big there.
Yeah.
I didn't get one because of this reason I'm about to tell you right now.
Uh-oh.
Fred was like, hey, where'd you get all these chickens from? And the guy just like looks around on the ground. There's like just chickens walking everywhere.
Yeah.
He just like didn't answer him in words, just like looked around and looked at the chickens walking around.
Uh-huh.
And Fred was like, oh, these are parking lot chickens.
Yeah.
Not because of where you make them, because of where you find them.
Where you find them. They're just chilling in the parking lot.
Walking around everywhere. So I'm sorry if you're missing out on your meat. I went to Silver Street Market downtown. I went to Sprouts. They all have meat for now. So don't panic. Don't believe the internet.
Right.
Unless there's sources.
We shall get through this.
The great chicken shortage of 2022 is upon us. Right. You wouldn't believe it if you saw that line at Wendy's this morning when I was running errands.
Or Wendy's. Have you seen the Popeyes on San Mateo?
That's a
There's
bad one.
Always a line there. You can
San Mateo Montgomery?
Yes. You
okay.
have to go to if you're going north, you have to get in the left lane because the right lane is always backed up.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, always.
You probably think there's like construction at the stoplight or something. You're like, No, it's another Popeyes. I forgot there was a Popeyes here.
Yes. Yeah.
And then Popeyes can start like charging double for their sandwiches too because of the shortage.
There's a shortage.
Like, oh, there's a chicken shortage. Didn't you see them pictures on the internet? That'll be $17 for these 2 chicken sandwiches.
And people will buy them.
Yeah, of course they would.
In abundance.
More chicken talk. No, I'm kidding. More NFL talk when we get back. You're listening to Dave and Buster's Presents 2 Men On. We are the best friends in the world with the YMCA, and we will tell you why MCA we are later. You're listening to 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal.
This report is brought to you by Lobo Basketball.
Lobo Basketball is back. The Lobo women's basketball team returns to the pit to host Colorado State on February 2nd, and they're right back in action on February 5th hosting Wyoming. Tickets are available at golobos.com/tickets. We'll see you there.
The traffic this afternoon, I-25 and I-40, they're both moving up to speed. You have a crash, though, southbound on Coors at Blake. Eastbound Blake is closed at the moment. Southbound Coors down to 1 lane, and there's quite a bit of backups there. So for the time being, you're probably going to want to just avoid that area altogether.
New Mexico Department of Game and Fish reminds you to tread lightly when operating an off-highway vehicle. Respect the rights of others, educate yourself about routes and weather conditions, and do your part to keep OHV recreation sustainable. Visit www.beforeyouride.com for more information. This report brought to you by the New Mexico Department of Game and Fish.
If you see an accident, call the Traffic Tracker hotline at 767-9167. Brought to you by American Home Furniture and Mattress. Visit any of their stores today or shop online at AmericanHome.com. I'm Michael Carlisle from the 96.3 News Radio KKOB Traffic Center.
95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal is your home for the Super Bowl. And not just this year. Whether it's the Patriots,
their second Super Bowl championship in the last 3 years.
The Chiefs.
Kansas City has won their first Super Bowl in 50 years.
Or the Buccaneers.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are Super Bowl 55 champions.
This is your home for the NFL. 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
Hi, I'm Sean T., motivational speaker and fitness trainer. Did you know that an actual electrical current makes your heart beat faster, brain speed up, and muscles tense? To promote a healthy lifestyle, make sure to regularly stimulate your mind and body with exercise. I like to jumpstart my day with some sumo squat pulses, bear crawls, or even a thrill ride in one of Nissan's electric vehicles. Keep the electric feeling at your fingertips and feel your heart race.
You are an electric vehicle. It's true. Electricity powers your heart. Want to feel your heartbeat faster? Drive an electric car. Made by Nissan, a company whose EVs have gone 5 billion miles. Built for every driveway, every highway, and every speedway. And where the loudest sound is the beat of your electric heart. Nissan. Electric cars for electric drivers. 5 billion miles driven by Leaf owners globally since 2010.
I'm attorney Kevin Rowe. If the insurance companies treated you fair after you've been in an accident, we wouldn't be in business. They have teams of adjusters, investigators, and attorneys that are all working against you and want to pay you as little as possible for your injuries. When we call, the insurance companies listen. We'll fight hard to get you all the money you deserve and to keep you out of the courtroom. Don't settle for less. Call Lerner & Rowe Injury Attorneys today at 544-4444. The call and the advice are free.
Lerner & Rowe can get you more. Call 544-4444.
Insurance Research Council, July 2014.
John Thomas Jewelers is going to make this Valentine's Day easy for the guys.
30 seconds.
$199 or more, you get a dozen red roses and a box of chocolates absolutely free. Wait till you see the look on her face when you give her 3 gifts this year. Come experience jewelry shopping in a whole new way and see why we were voted best jeweler in Albuquerque by the Albuquerque Journal. John Thomas Jewelers on the 3rd floor of the Lewis University building or at johnthomasjewelers.com.
Talk sports with us. 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
Yeah.
Albuquerque. My favorite city in the world. I've been to a bunch. Yeah, it's my favorite.
I say the same thing. A lot of people who've never been here, they question it. It's like, because you've never been here. You don't know.
Oh, yeah? Have you been to San Tropez? Okay, no.
No.
All right, fine, no.
No.
All right, second best city minus San Tropez or whatever.
Well, I've never been there, so
Good Lord.
no.
Bunch of cities, chill out. I love mine. So what's a sprinkle of hyperbole? We play on Team I-9 here at 2 Men On, and we love our sponsors. We love our partners, like New Mexico Pinon Coffee, the best coffee in the universe, as well as the best supporters of the Albuquerque community. We're very fortunate to have them and participate with them. Check out New Mexico Pinon Coffee. Excuse me. Clear my throat. What a weekend for football.
Oh, my goodness, man.
Came in hot and did not stop. I thought there was no way the weekend was going to match up with last weekend.
Yeah. It didn't start that way.
No.
I was this close. I was like, let me turn this one off. I was that close.
You go wash your car?
Something. I was like, I'm not watching this. I don't want to see my man Joe go down like this. That's where I was at.
I was like, there's no way Swaggy Joe, Swaggy J-Bo would get done like that. The team's too good. His offense is too prolific.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just too focused. I was like, there's no way they're going to go down like this. Another touchdown. Yeah. I was like, oh, no.
Yeah.
Are these the Chiefs of 3 years ago who just did whatever they wanted all the time?
That's what it looked like. The play right before the half that's what brought me back. I was like, hold up. Only down 11.
No big deal.
He can do this.
Sure. When they're down 18, I was like, man.
Yeah.
They got to have a turnover. They got to have a block punt. They got to have a kick return. Something huge has to happen to get them in the game. Nope. Slow drive, field goal.
Mm-hmm.
Slow drive, field goal. Slow drive, touchdown.
Yeah.
Stop, interception. I'll say it before, I'll say it again. It's Joe Burrow's world, and we were just renting time in it. It's hard to root against him in this next game.
Oh, big time.
We'll get to that later.
Yeah.
But when the Chiefs came out that hot, up 18, it's like, this is the Chiefs of old. 3 possessions, 3 touchdowns, 1 more possession, all the way to the 5-yard line. Could have put the game out of reach.
Yeah.
That probably would have done him in. Who knows? Joe Burrow could have done anything. You know, it would have been, things would have been different, so it would have been different.
Right.
If things are different, they're different, right?
Even a field goal there just makes things a little different.
Sure. But you gave him a chance. And boy, did the Bengals D step up.
Oh, man.
There's no real excuses. It's a team game. You got 53 men on your roster. You have 22 men on the field. But there's no one player that's going to win you or lose you the game unless you're the quarterback of an NFL football team. And while the Cincinnati Bengals defense did step up a big time, you kind of got to feel that this is Patrick Mahomes choking, right? He had every chance over and over and over again. Just needed 6 points. If he would have just put up 6 points anytime in the second half, that would have done it.
Yeah. I think it was disrespectful how they were playing. I didn't think they respected the Bengals at all. They knew they were going to win. Let's see how we want to win this. Then it got a little close. All right, we let them back in it. Let's still take our little time and we'll win. That last drive before not halftime, before the overtime, that was horrible. Mahomes was trying to do everything he could to give that game away.
He almost did a couple times.
Yes.
It is bad play calling. They were way too conservative. They weren't taking enough shots. And hey, your boy called it. They were both going to try to establish the run.
Yep.
Minus a couple big plays in the first half with Kansas City. They both tried to run the ball. They both did over and over short completions, slants, screens, et cetera, over and over again. They both ate the clock. It hit the under.
Mm-hmm.
Just like the Oracle, a.k.a. Nostradamus, told you it was going to.
I was getting so frustrated at Cincinnati, though. It's like, why are y'all mixing the ball like this?
Yeah.
You're getting ran. Do something. Nope. We'll just First down, every first down, they run the ball.
And you knew it was coming.
Yes.
And they didn't try to bounce it to the side. They didn't do any misdirection. Just pounded it right up the middle. They were happy with their 2 yards, and then they moved on. It was very frustrating watching the Bengals call that play over and over again.
Yes.
Knowing it wasn't going to work.
Yes.
And whenever they ran it over the tackles, there was 5 yards, 10 yards, 15 yards. So I don't know if it was part of the overarching game plan for them to just smash it up the middle over and over and over again. You can't be mad at the results.
No, not at all. Looks like a genius.
And that Bengals defense in the second half, Mahomes did make a lot of bad decisions. They got a little wasteful on their offensive play calling. They knew that they needed to eat the clock. They knew that they needed to move the ball, and they still couldn't do it. That push that the offensive line had, given Mahomes time for all of his reads in the first half, just didn't exist in the second half.
Well, Mahomes has to understand the whole, hey, let's just live to play another down. He was out there like he was a Madden, like somebody on Madden was controlling him, running. Like, yeah, it looks great when you score a touchdown, but you can't do that every single play.
Sure.
And it was like Cincinnati says, you know what? We're going to put a spy on you. We're going to have 3 down linemen and put everybody else in coverage. Then let's see what you're going to do. He was forcing it.
Yeah, and you can only expect a scramble like that to work well 1 out of 4 pass plays, maybe 1 out of 5 pass plays.
Yeah.
You can't do it every time and expect results because you're going to get slammed. You're going to get slammed to the turf. You're going to fumble just like you did at the end of the game. Luckily, they were able to pounce on it.
Yeah.
Kick that tying field goal. But I have questions all up and down the board. It seems like after those first 3 touchdowns, and like you said, after the first 3 touchdowns, when they're up 18 points, Kansas City had a 95% win percentage.
Yes. Yes.
Because Joe Burrow is only the second quarterback of all time to lead a bigger than 17-point deficit.
Oof.
Only 2 people of all time. You got to see one of them Sunday. Twice it's happened in the history of the championship weekend.
That's crazy because, like you were saying, I found that stat. They had a 95% chance of winning the game after they went up 18, which was a better percentage of winning than the Bills had when they scored a touchdown with 13 seconds to go. Come on, man. I think, like, okay, if you take all of the shiny stuff and the wow factor from Kansas City, more often than not, this is how they play in big games. A lot of people don't remember, the bigger games when stuff like this happens. They don't. How many times did they run the ball?
Too many.
I'm like, what? Tyreek Hill, he just no-showed the whole second half. I don't know what happened to him.
Well, they were leaving McCole Hardman open. He was open all game.
Yeah.
If Patrick Mahomes would have switched his reads in reverse, you went Hardman, Kelsey Hill instead of Hill, Kelsey Hardman.
Yeah.
He would have seen Hardman was open and over and over and over again all game. And he got hit for a couple big ones. And, there were big, costly drops on both teams.
Yeah.
A game could have been wildly different if they'd have used their hands a little more. But I think Kansas City, like you said earlier, I mean, they got cocky. They got too confident when they had that lead. They changed their game plan.
Is this more of an Andy Reid thing? People forget Andy Reid, he gets to the big championship game and he loses more often than not.
Yeah, he has a rich history of doing it with the Eagles, has a rich history of doing it now with the Chiefs.
With favorites.
And I think you could put a lot of the L on Andy Reid because of their play calling in the third quarter.
Yeah.
But the last 2 possessions, that's all Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that's what you get with Patrick Mahomes, though. Like, even in college, he was either the man of the world or he was just horrible. So a lot of that leaked back into this game when everybody saw it. The world to see him play that way.
Kudos for those locker room adjustments that the Bengals made.
Oh, yeah.
Because, a thing that happens in the playoffs every year that people don't notice is the further you get into the playoffs, the more that the air quotes referees let them play.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to see a lot more touching, a lot more hands-on, a lot more hand checking deeper downfield than you would in a regular season game because they make the laundry fly.
Yeah.
And they don't want to stop the speed of the game. And also, if you get this far on your defense, then you should let your defense play.
Right.
And that was the case in both these games.
Yeah.
That you saw a lot of hand checking. You saw a lot of one-handed attempted catches because they were holding that other hand.
Yeah.
And they were either doing it sneakily or the ref didn't see it or the ref didn't think it was bad enough. More football talk when we get back. Big shout out to O'Neill's. We spend every happy hour at O'Neill's and every weekend at the Electric Playhouse. You're listening to 2 Men On 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
This message brought to you by Presbyterian Foundation's Daffodil Days. Join Presbyterian Healthcare Foundation for Daffodil Days, presented by Garcia Automotive Group. Order fresh cut spring daffodils at phs.org/daffodil days or call 724-6577.
Well, we're still dealing with that crash southbound on Coors at Blake. Eastbound Blake closed right now. Southbound Coors down to one lane. Your best bet's probably going to be to avoid that area altogether if you can. Elsewhere, I-25 and I-40 are both moving up to speed, and your river crossings headed west on Paseo and Alameda look good this afternoon as well.
Plan for the expected. Insure against the unexpected. Get a quality life plan. Call 858-GATEWAY. That's 858-GATEWAY.
This report brought to you by Gateway Insurance.
If you see an accident, call the Traffic Tracker hotline at 767-9167. Brought to you by American Home Furniture and Mattress. Visit any of their stores today or shop online at AmericanHome.com. I'm Michael Carlisle from the 96.3 News Radio KKOB Traffic Center.
The Jim Rome Show.
Buffalo, I hate to do it. I'm not going to sit here and say I feel your pain because as much as I love you all, I haven't lived it for decades. I just hate that you have that pain. That must have felt like losing 4 Super Bowls all in one night. 13 seconds away from beating Kansas City in Kansas City. It was all right there for you, and it all slipped away.
The Jim Rome Show. Weekdays at 10 on 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
Lobo basketball is back. The defending Mount West champion Lobo women's basketball team returns to the pit Wednesday, February 2nd when they host Colorado State. And they'll be right back at it again Saturday, February 5th when they host Wyoming. Fans are encouraged to wear pink to the game on the 5th as we support the fight against breast cancer. Tickets to both games are available at golobos.com/tickets. That's golobos.com/tickets. We are New Mexico, and this is Lobo basketball at the pit. We'll see you there.
What's all the buzz about nasal irrigation and navage? And should I try it? Here's the science. Airborne germs invade through your nose. It's the body's air filter.
I'm going to come back with the soundbite from over the weekend with the Lobos, if that's all right with you.
Eventually, your immune system can get overwhelmed and you get sick. Nasal irrigation is an effective, all-natural way to clean your nose. It's not a drug. It's more like plumbing. Saline goes in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out the other nostril, flushing out mucus and germs. I'm Martin Hoke, and I invented Navage to make cleaning your nose easy. It's the world's only nose cleaner with powered suction. Navage pulls out the bad stuff so you can breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and feel healthier. At Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, Bed Bath, and Walmart. Or go to Navage.com for a free gift with purchase. Over 2 million sold. Navage, Navage. Clean nose, healthy life.
Are you in the market to sell your firearm? Ron Peterson Firearms wants to talk to you. Ron Peterson Firearms is in the market to purchase all types of firearms, modern and antique. They'll buy one firearm or your entire collection. Rest assured that New Mexico's most trusted gun dealer is still buying all types of firearms, always at top dollar. Plus, Ron Peterson continues to offer transfers for firearms purchased online. If you've got something to sell or transfer, please call 505-260-4790 or email rpguns@att.net.
The Opening Drive with Jeff Symbieta and JJ Bond. Weekday mornings from 7 till 10 on 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
House bounces it in to Jenkins. He goes to get it back. House crosses over, pulls up for 3.
And you're up.
Jalen House with 18 points, 13 assists, 7 rebounds. Lobos up 86-68.
You heard it there. voice of the Lobos, Rob Portnoy, calling a big bounce back win for the Lobos. Feels good to get a dub in the win column. Feels good to write that W on the chalkboard. Joining us to talk about that win is the voice of the Lobos, friend of the show, friend in real life, a voice like hot melted butter. Rob Portnoy, what's happening, my guy?
Van the man. How are you, brother?
Doing good, doing good. It's a Fredless Monday. He's on assignment in beautiful and historic St. Louis, Missouri. With us is Robert Buck D. Gibson, that you know.
Great to be with you guys. How are things going in the Borgate today?
Well, apparently there's a meat shortage, but beyond a meat shortage or a chicken shortage, I think everything's fine. A beautiful day.
I'm going to leave the meat shortage alone. You guys can figure out the jokes that will pass muster with the FCC on that one.
So there's not always a lot of must wins, but when you're battling for the bottom of your own conference, you got to win this one, right? Was that the vibe versus San Jose State?
I think it was the unspoken vibe. I really do. I mean, publicly, all the right things were being said. You know, San Jose State is a great opponent. San Jose State is as desperate as we are. San Jose State needs to win as badly as we do. They played UNLV tough. We can't, take them lightly. All those things, right? And the other stuff too, like the big picture commentary of no one game is that important at this time in the middle of a rebuild. We're taking the long view. Everybody is understanding that it's a process. All those things, right? But it would have been different if the Lobos had lost that one. I think everybody understood that, even though it was unsaid. You lose 7 games to start league, many of them against the upper crust of the league. I mean, the Lobos league has 5 teams in the top 50 in the net right now. 5. That's pretty impressive stuff.
Yeah.
And you look at who the Lobos have played so far this season, you go, wow. Yeah, okay. I mean, I kind of get it. They could have won several, but they didn't win any. But there wasn't a game in there where you go, man, that one, wow, they should have won that one. The Lobos had lost this one, that's what you would have heard. You would have heard it all day until the next game, which is tonight. That didn't happen. The Lobos, scored the first 9. They controlled it from the outset. They were never really threatened, though. They didn't totally blow them out and, empty the bench and all that stuff. But it was a great, comfortable win that was desperately needed.
So how do the Lobos keep that momentum going tonight against San Diego State? Even though, I'm looking here, they're 8-1 at home. They're traditionally a great team at home. Couple that with the Lobos' record of on the road being 1-5. How can they keep that momentum that came about against San Jose State?
Oh, it's tough, Robert. Yeah, you talked about them being good at home. How about this? Since January 1, 2019, okay? So that's 3 years. They're 44-5. That's a almost 90% win rate at home. Obviously the best in the Mountain West. That's 12th in the entire country among D1 teams. So more than 350 of them. So it's tough to win in Viejas. Nobody gets that better than the Lobos. But you know what? The Lobos have had some success there. And the last time the Lobos were in San Diego, the Aztecs were ranked 4th in the country. After the win, San Diego State was 25-0 and 14 in league. They were the 4th ranked team in the nation. This is a really good basketball team, but Utah State put a blueprint out there of what you can do to beat San Diego State. And they beat them pretty handily. Now, the Lobos aren't as big as Utah State, don't rebound as well as Utah State, but New Mexico can score the ball. And San Diego State hangs its hat on defense, but they're not a great offensive team. This is going to be an amazing and interesting contrast in style tonight, guys, because these two teams could not be more polar opposite.
Rob, I think if you shoot 45% from 3 points, and you out-rebound the other team by 15, you can beat a lot of teams. Is that what they have to do tonight?
Ooh. to do those kinds of things against San Jose State is one thing. To do it against San Diego State is a completely different beast, Van. If the Lobos shot 45% from three tonight, that would be phenomenal. And they're not going to out-rebound San Diego State by 15. If they can hold their own on the glass, somehow play that piece of it to a standstill, that would be incredible. This is a team, sometimes San Diego State's best offense is the ball bouncing off the rim. I mean, seriously, they're kind of like the dump and chase hockey team that puts it, down behind the net and then just goes and crushes you and gets it and then stuffs it in. I mean, they really are, to some degree, in some ways, offensively challenged, but it doesn't matter because they're all so big and so long and so athletic and so physical that they can chase it down and go get it and put it in. And it's easy to boil something down to one thing. It really is. But if New Mexico cannot finish defensive possessions with the defensive rebound tonight, they're not going to win.
So I'm gonna go away from sports just a little bit, Rob. I'm looking here on your Twitter. We were talking about a meat shortage. It doesn't look like you have to worry about that out there in San Diego because it looks like you went to In-N-Out and you tore it down. Can you tell me? Can you tell me what you ordered? This will let me know a lot about Rob Portnoy.
So, gosh, I would love to be able to say that I can just pound a double, no problem. But I'm a single guy. It's a single combo. It's the number two. It's the number two, and but you know what? I am proud to say that when you get down here to SoCal and you're within walking distance, 15 minutes or less of an In-N-Out, you're going. That's the way that's how I roll, and it's awesome. There's no doubt. And that's not to say that it's the be all end all, and there are other great burger places, but In-N-Out is one of my faves, no doubt.
So we got 3 minutes out of Saquon Singleton, 8 minutes out of Barima Sek. So what that basically means, 6 players played the whole game against San Jose State. Are we looking like a similar lineup tonight, or they got some more bodies back, or is everyone expected to play more equal minutes?
Well, a lot of the lineup choices are matchup driven, Van. So there's that. And I do think that because the Lobos saw some zone, quite a bit of zone against San Jose State, they had their best shooters out there, and Saquon is not that. And I did find it interesting that there was such an early appearance of Barima Sek off the bench. But to answer your question in a word, yes. I mean, I think the Lobos are trimming their rotation. They're finding their best guys, and they're riding them. One thing that I think is interesting, and look, these guys are young. They bounced back. But, you guys saw today that the Lobos added a game. The schedule was updated with the Colorado State game that was postponed from back on December 28th is now going to happen in the pit. It's going to be February 17th. And a couple other games were shuffled around as well, just moving a day on the schedule, road games, just to space the games out a little bit more. Because as the Mountain West Conference is trying to make up for postponed games due to COVID issues early in the season, it's compressing the schedule here in the second half. And it's crazy to say that, but the Lobos are already at the midpoint of their conference slate. The team they're playing tonight, San Diego State's only played 5 games in league, but the Lobos are going to be playing their 9th tonight. So as a result of that, I think this is just a stat to pay attention to. Jamal Mashburn Jr. is playing nearly 37 minutes per game in conference. And he's not a big guy. He is intense. He leaves everything out there. Just something to monitor. It's something that I think eventually I'm going to ask Coach Pitino. I've talked about how much that his starters, in particular his backcourt, his young and small backcourt plays, and can they sustain that over an entire 30-plus game schedule. But this would be a good indicator here, the back half of the conference slate, and how many minutes those guys get.
So moving on to NFL, let's talk about the championship weekend real quick, what you saw out of the 2 victors, and give us your way too early prediction on the Super Bowl.
Oh, man, where do I start on Kansas City? I'm incredulous that they could blow that game. as bad a half in as big a game as I've seen Patrick Mahomes play since they became a prominent player late in the postseason. I don't even really know how that happened. Still, the number of things that had to go wrong for them for Cincinnati to come back and have a chance to win that game at the end, much less win it, just staggering. Congratulations to the Bengals, but the way that the things played out and the teams that were in the conference championship games, I really hoped that it would be Rams-Chiefs because I thought that would be the best matchup. But Cincinnati continues to surprise me, so maybe they can do the same against that Rams pass rush and put up points. I'm a little skeptical. I guess that brings me to my way too early prediction, but I like LA.
So okay, you're taking LA, but to me, the star of the playoffs, hands down, is Joe Burrow. How do you think Joe plays in his first Super Bowl at such a young age?
He hasn't been fazed by one single thing in his entire career. Hell, he's already come back from an ACL and not even missed a beat. He'll be fine. I think, to me, the MVP of the playoffs is Aaron Donald. That guy is an absolute monster. And if they can't control him, Joe's going to be running for his life.
You heard it there. Early prediction. Rob Portnoy has got the Rams being victorious in their home. Hey, and we'll be there all week on Radio Row previewing the Super Bowl, and we'll be in LA for the Super Bowl. So you going to come out there and join us, Rob?
Oh, that doesn't suck. How lucky are you guys? That is just awesome. No, I'll say one other quick thing. This would be such validation for Matt Stafford. I cannot think of a better storyline for me than to see that guy get his chance with a quality roster and win a Super Bowl in his first try. Total validation for Matthew Stafford. That'd be awesome.
Voice of the Lobos, Rob Portnoy, gonna be doing the San Diego State game today in San Diego, 8:00 Mountain tip-off, 7:00 Pacific tip-off. Anything to say before we let you go, my dude?
Go Lobos, man. Great being with you guys. Keep up the good work.
Always a pleasure, Rob. Thanks for being a friend, and thanks for being a friend of the show. How about some more Joe Burrow talk when we get back?
It's never enough Joe Burrow talk. Never.
More 2 Men On, live from the John Lopez Real Estate and Coldwell Banker Legacy Studio. You're listening to 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Raise your hand if you like burritos. Put a Taco Bell $2 beefy melt burrito in that hand. Seasoned beef with a 3-cheese blend? Put another beefy melt burrito in the other hand. You're welcome. At participating Taco Bell stores for a limited time only. Price and participation vary. Tax extra. This report is sponsored by Taco Bell.
Well, traffic this afternoon, we've got that crash southbound Coors at Blake, and it is causing quite a bit of backups in both directions of Coors. Also, eastbound Blake right now remains closed. Avoid that area altogether if you can. Elsewhere in the city, I-25 and I-40 are both moving up to speed.
This message is brought to you by Blake's Lottaburger.
Head to Blake's Lottaburger this morning, tomorrow morning, and every morning. Your tummy and taste buds will thank you. Your choice of 7 amazing burritos, 2 breakfast sandwiches, and great coffee are waiting for you. Blake's Lottaburger, a lot of great breakfast served until 11 a.m.
If you see an accident, call the Traffic Tracker hotline at 767-9167. Brought to you by American Home Furniture and Mattress. Visit any of their stores today or shop online at AmericanHome.com. I'm Michael Carlisle from the 96.3 News Radio KKOB Traffic Center.
This is Jim Rome with the CBS Sports Minute. There is no way the Rams were building a $5 billion edifice and hosting the Super Bowl and allowing some other NFC team to play in it. And they sure were not going to let the 49ers come down here and beat them in their own house to then play the Super Bowl in their own house. No chance, not at all. I'm Jim Rome.
The Winter Olympics are coming. 17 days of action, excitement, glory, and history in the making. Don't miss a single epic moment. The Winter Olympics, starting February 3rd on NBC and Peacock.
The Rocket Mortgage Super Bowl Square Sweepstakes is back. Every score change will draw one winner from the square to win $50,000. Plus, 2 grand prize winners will win $500,000 they could use toward their dream home. Get in the game for free at RocketMortgageSquares.com. Rocket Mortgage, official mortgage sponsor of Super Bowl 56.
No purchase necessary. Legal residence of the 50 U.S. and D.C. of age majority. Ends 11/11/22. Equal housing lender. Licensed all 50 states. NMLS number 3030. The NFL entities do not offer to sponsor this promotion in any way.
Hiring for a job can be a job itself. Luckily, Indeed makes it easy to attract, screen, and interview candidates. Just sponsor a job and instantly receive a short list of quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed fit your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal is your home for the Super Bowl. And not just this year. Whether it's the Patriots,
their second Super Bowl championship in the last 3 years.
the Chiefs,
Kansas City has won their first Super Bowl in 50 years.
or the Buccaneers.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are Super Bowl 55 champions.
This is your home for the NFL. 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
Valentine's is Monday, February 14th. Say I love you early with flowers from People's Flowers. People's Flowers carries a stunning selection of classic fresh-cut roses as well as a variety of beautiful floral arrangements. Place your order early and have your arrangement delivered early so your loved one can enjoy them all through the holiday. Shop in-store at any of People's Flowers' 4 locations. People's delivers locally or around the world. Shop today. Flowers say it all. People's makes the difference.
I'm attorney Kevin Rowe. After you've been hurt in a car wreck, you wouldn't want to settle for getting half your car fixed. So why would you settle for getting half a check? The insurance companies have teams of adjusters and lawyers, and their sole job is to pay you as little as possible for your case. In a wreck, need a check? Call Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorneys today. We'll work hard to get you all the money you deserve and to keep you out of the courtroom. Don't be a victim twice. Call us at 544-4444. The call and the advice are free.
Lerner and Rowe can get you more. Call 544-4444.
Insurance Research Council, July 2014.
This hour of Two Men On brought to you by Bernalillo County DWI Prevention. Go to burncode.gov for more information.
For more than 50 years, Windsor Door Sales has served New Mexico home and business owners with quality garage door sales and repair service. I'm Scott Stigler. Windsor Door also installs rolling shutters and durable mesh screens to protect those homes and businesses. Find them at windsordorsales.com.
So you're going to huddle with your friends and watch some big football games and winter games. You know what real fans eat, right? Pizza and wings, and Pizza 9 has both. They're even taking pre-orders for the big game on February 13th, so you can plan ahead. Pizza 9's everyday special is a large pizza and wings for just $23.99. Or if you've got a lot of mouths to feed, try one of Pizza 9's party packs, stuffed with pizza, wings, break nuggets, and soda for the whole team. Order online at pizzanine.com.
Hey, it's Scott Stigler for Indigo Mortgage. Interest rates are creeping up, but that online lender that rhymes with pocket says you can get a super low rate with them. Ben Lucero at Indigo Mortgage says, don't be fooled. Any mortgage lender can get you a low rate. It just depends how much you're willing to pay to buy down that rate, or if you're willing to take an adjustable rate mortgage. Usually, lenders offering a crazy low rate are being dishonest because if borrowers look at the fine print, they'll see that rate ends up costing thousands of dollars. These are the
30
scrupulous lenders use to get you to call. Before you know it, you're in a bad deal. Trust a local lender like Indigo Mortgage instead.
Howard wants to talk football.
Or go to indigomortgage.net. If you think you're getting a low rate from an internet lender, get an offer from Indigo Mortgage and compare. That'll be an eye-opener. 836-5700.
4.5 minutes here.
Nobody cares more about your mortgage loan than Indigo Mortgage. NMLS 188348.
Can the Lobos make it 2 wins in a row in conference play? They play at San Diego State. We'll talk about it Tuesday on the opening drive. It's Jeff Symbieta. Join me and JJ Buck, 7 a.m. Talk to you then.
If you would have told me coming into the league, when I got drafted that we'd be here this year, obviously it would be a shock. But, like I said earlier, now I'm not surprised. Playing this whole year, I knew that we would have a chance to be here. It's a very exciting moment.
Well, we were going to talk Joe Burrow all segment, but I guess we'll open up the phone lines, 505-246-0610. Touch base with us on the Sports Animal Hotline and give us your hot takes. And now we get some hot takes from Howard. Thoughts on the weekend, my dude? What's happening?
Well, my first hot take is, like I said on the text line, thank God there's no meat shortage at my house. I always stock up when there's sales. I always make sure I go and stock up when there's sales. So,
well, your meat has to be kosher, so it's even harder for you.
It's always harder for me, but that's a story for another day.
Oh man,
I want to be careful. Vitale might hit the dump button. I know he's training. He might train him how to hit the dump button.
Yeah, I mean that'd be a good lesson. Howard calls, get your finger on the button.
There you go. You know what? You gotta love. Oh, by the way, I miss Fred.
2 days is a lot, isn't it?
I know. That's too much Fred to miss, you know.
You're okay. One a week is just right, but 2 in a row is just too much for you.
But I'm going to ask you and Robert and answer honestly, okay?
Okay.
You've seen the lovely lady that he's been sharing company with lately. Doesn't the generosity of women never cease to amaze you?
Oh, you haven't seen the cane? Oh, she's blind, Howard. She just heard him on the radio one day and said, that guy sounds charming, and then cold called him.
Guy has a nice voice. I think maybe I might date him. Yeah,
505-246-0610. Hit us on the Sports Animal Love line.
She couldn't back out after she managed. Like, I can't back out.
You know, you got to love Joe Burrow. Is that kid cool or what?
Oh, swagger to the max. Love that
21-3 at halftime, and I was pretty disappointed because I really wanted to see, but he just went out there. The moment wasn't too big for him, and he took care of business, guys. That was just awesome.
Man, he is cool as the other side of the pillow. Hey, fun fact for you, Howard. No one in the history of football has been the Heisman Trophy winner, national championship winner, first round first pick, and Super Bowl champion. He has a chance to be the first ever to do that in the history of football.
That's pretty damn good if you ask me.
Crazy, right?
Yeah.
You know, and I love the Rams game. I'm hoping Matt Stafford will have the opportunity to exercise some demons. This is a tough Super Bowl. If you're like the Green Bay Packer or the Dallas Cowboy fan on the outside looking in, this is a tough one who to pick to root for because, you know, I love both teams and I love the Cinderella story, but I love the Matt Stafford redemption story as well. So, I mean, let's see what happens here, guys.
Yeah, Howard, screw L.A. This is Detroit Super Bowl. You got Matthew Stafford.
Is Matt winning this one for Detroit?
Oh, no. Matthew Stafford's going to be the quarterback, and then Eminem is performing at halftime. This is the closest Detroit's ever going to get to a Super Bowl.
Wow. I love it, man. I love it. Hey, by the way, the hair's growing out nicely there, man.
Oh, thank you, man. It's like a full mullet now. It's not like a...
Yeah, you're looking like the genuine Joe Dirt now, man. You really are. So, you know what? I love the show, guys. Just because I don't call all the time does not mean I am not faithfully listening. Have a great day, guys.
Hey, appreciate you, Howard.
High quality right there.
Always a quality call from Howard. Joe Burrow, be that dude.
Yes, hands down.
Down 18 points, nothing. Did you see his body language change?
No.
Did he look scared?
You know what was tripping me out about him? He wasn't even standing up. He was sitting on the bench, just
regular old day.
Yeah. Let me know when it's time for me to get back out there.
No, hey, Eli, rest of the defense. Give me this ball back. We're gonna win.
Yeah.
And that kicker.
Oh, he's just as cool too.
You think Joe Burrow's got swag? The last 2 games, he called his shot. He's like, I can't believe we're going to the AFC Championship.
Then he kicked.
And he said, you see that? Hey, now we're going to the Super Bowl, coach.
Yeah.
That is so cool. All the other kickers were out there just sweating buckets. Just rubbing their palms on their pants.
Yeah, you could
trying not to act nervous. And this kid's out there. He's like texting people on the field.
He's doing a gritty before he kicks.
Break 1 minute.
He is so swagged out. He just like pulls out the New York Times crossword puzzle out of his back. And he's doing the crossword puzzle right before he kicks. He's playing Pokemon Go on the sideline. That's a cool dude. 1 hour in the
30.
When we come back, we're talking Tom Brady. Is Tom Brady retired?
The GOAT.
Tom Brady coming back? Tom Brady trolling us? Is Tom Brady doing this just to poop all over Big Ben? We'll tell you when we get back. 2 Men On is powered by New Mexico Pinon Coffee, and you can catch us every weekend at the Electric Playhouse. You're listening to 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Well, traffic this afternoon, we've got that crash southbound Coors at Blake, and it is causing quite a bit of backups in both directions of Coors. Also, eastbound Blake right now remains closed. Avoid that area altogether if you can. Elsewhere in the city, I-25 and I-40 are both moving up to speed.
This report is brought to you by Lobo Basketball.
Lobo Basketball is back. The Lobo women's basketball team returns to the pit to host Colorado State on February 2nd, and they're right back in action on February 5th hosting Wyoming. Tickets are available at golobos.com/tickets. We'll see you there.
If you see an accident, call the Traffic Tracker hotline at 767-9167. Brought to you by American Home Furniture and Mattress. Visit any of their stores today or shop online at AmericanHome.com. I'm Michael Carlisle from the 96.3 News Radio KKOB Traffic Center.
This is Jim Rome with your Rome Report. Let me start the week by making a couple of things very clear. The Cincinnati Bengals are awesome. They are. I am pumped for Cincinnati. That's a fan base that has suffered for decades, but not anymore. That team is incredible, and they are everything that everybody has said about them of late and more, and they will get a ton of hype over the next 2 weeks, and they deserve every last bit of it. But I want to start this week with 3 simple words. Patrick Mahomes choked. Pure and simple. And I am not a hot take artist. I do not say things like that without thinking about it long and hard first. But what else would you call it? Kansas City choked. Patrick Mahomes choked. You get up by 3 scores in the first half in your own house with a 3rd straight trip to the Super Bowl hanging in the balance, and you come from ahead to lose. That is a gag job.
I'm here at the Big Game Headquarters, Total Wine and More, stocking up for the big celebration. The perfect bourbon, local craft beer.
Forgetting something?
Oh, yeah. Cabernet, seltzers.
The day after is Valentine's Day.
Whoa, new game plan.
You got this. Total Wine can help you score the perfect bubbly, too.
Thank you. I would have been.
You sure would have.
Total Wine and More. Pickup and delivery available. Drink responsibly. Be 21.
Are you sick of your dead-end job? Do you crave a career with a better work-life balance, better lifestyle, or maybe you'd like to work from home? It's a new year. Time for a new career in IT. At My Computer Career, you could start your career in months, not years. Attend classes day or night, live online. And we've rolled back tuition to help meet the demand for IT workers. Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation today. It's not rocket science. It's mycomputercareer.edu.
John Thomas Jewelers is going to make this Valentine's Day easy for the guys. With any jewelry purchase of only $199 or more, you get a dozen red roses and a box of chocolates absolutely free. Wait till you see the look on her face when you give her 3 gifts this year. Come experience jewelry shopping in a whole new way and see why we were voted best jeweler in Albuquerque by the Albuquerque Journal. John Thomas Jewelers on the 3rd floor of the Lewis University building or at johnthomasjewelers.com.
The people of
1 minute.
Your help. The devastating tornadoes on December 10th left a trail of devastation felt by everyone in its path. Loss of life, homes, businesses, and power have changed their way of living forever. Please join us in shining a light on the crisis in Kentucky right now by donating what you can to help these communities. 100% of donations will go to organizations based in these communities, providing basic necessities to those who are impacted and assisting with efforts to rebuild. Visit kyshine.com. That's kyshine.com.
What does it mean to be
30.
University? To start, being ranked in the top 2% of universities in the world, and to be the only designated R1 highest research activity university in the state. It's about creating the most opportunities for students. And at the University of New Mexico, we do just that by offering affordable, top-tier education year after year and awarding millions in scholarships to our students. So, what are you waiting for? Apply to UNM at apply.unm.edu.
This is KNML AM Albuquerque, a Cumulus media station. Your exclusive home for Super Bowl 56 is the Sports Animal.
Now betting for the Sports Animal, your afternoon drive. Number 2, Menon, Van Nunley, and Fred Slow. And in the on-deck circle, Robert Buck D. Gibson. This is 2 men.
You're up.
Van Nunley and Fred Slow.
Oh.
Here we go. Some more RTJ.
Yeah.
Mikey knows what I like.
Digging in the crates.
Sea Legs. Sea Legs by Run the Jewels. This one gets me pumped. Any LP beat gets me pumped.
Mm-hmm.
You know what else gets me pumped? Knowing every Sunday that the GOAT, Tom Brady, is going to be out there playing, and he sets the standard for all other quarterbacks. Reports are the GOAT, Tom Brady, has retired. But has he?
Only Brady would do it this way. Am I? Do you think so? I might come back. I don't know.
What are you talking about? This is Favre's playbook.
Nah, this is way better than Favre.
Brett Favre did this every year for 5 years.
This is way better than Favre.
Because he's way better than Favre.
Exactly.
That's why it's better, because
Yes.
he's better.
Yes, exactly.
The GOAT, Tampa Brady. Allegedly, someone from his inner circle, reputable source, comes out and says he's going to retire. Tom Brady comes out and says no decision has been made. Bruce Arians comes out and says no decision has been made. Tampa Bay Buccaneers come out and say no decision has been made. Tom Brady Sr. has come out and said no official decisions have been made.
Pop shut it down.
And you know what? I don't think anyone thought to ask Tom Brady. Didn't anybody give this guy a call? Because I haven't seen anything that says I'm retiring. Dash Tom Brady.
Well, you know where all this came from. His company.
Right.
TB12.
Well, it came from someone else first.
Yeah.
And then the company.
Then the company does the tweet. And I'm with you. I want to know who's the person who pressed send on the tweet.
Sure.
Like who called them? Was like, who told you to do that?
You know he doxed everybody.
Oh, yes.
He put all of his people on blast.
Yes.
That's like for the history of football.
Yeah.
This is way too important of an announcement.
Yeah.
Just to leave up to some dude.
Yeah, some guy on his phone pressing send.
Some guy's taping an ankle in the room next door, and Tom Brady's like, "Oh, you know what? I think I'm gonna hang it up. You know, Giselle gets hurt every time I get tackled, and I want to spend more time with my kids, and I want to spend more time having avocado milkshakes and wearing Uggs, and I just need more time. You know, I'm just not sure I can do it anymore." Tom Brady's retiring.
He's out.
Is he? I don't think he is.
I don't think so.
Because every time Tom Brady officially said anything about this topic, he said, "I'm playing until I suck."
There you go.
I'm playing until it's not fun anymore.
Yes.
I can't keep up with everybody. I think he's got 3 or 4 or 5 or 10 good years left, depending on how his body breaks down. Because he was still, depending on what statistical metric you look at, the second or third best quarterback in the league at 44. Why do you walk away from that? With the way the quarterback's protected in the NFL now, you know you're going to be fine.
And as competitive as Brady is, the way they lost that game to the Rams, there's no way he's going to be like, all right, that's the last one. He doesn't want to end like that.
You know, you're right. But like now that Gronk says he's done, or most likely done, Tom's like, oh man, no Gronk. How am I going to pull this off with no Gronk?
That's drunk Gronk.
Yeah.
Let him sober up. Yeah.
Party Gronk.
Yeah, let him sober up once they get back in the camp.
Let him go out on his boat for a couple weeks.
He does this every year.
Let him get some ladies of the night on the boat.
Yeah.
Like, you know what, Tom? I'm sorry, Tom. That's not how he talks. That's totally not how he talks. But that's how I imagine him talking. It's like the same impression I'd do of like a puppy. Like a really smart puppy.
A smart puppy?
Hey, Tom.
That's not a smart puppy. That's a puppy with like allergy issues.
Well, I got 2 dumb dogs, so that's all I could base it off of.
Yeah.
The bar is low for dogs at my house. I don't think he's done. I don't think he's going to retire. I think he's got a couple years left in him. I think he's going to be very upset that somebody in his team him even having doubts.
That's going to be his driving force for this next season.
Yeah.
Because he always picks something. I can't do it without Belichick. Now it's like, oh, you think I'm done because of a tweet? That's what it's going to be.
Or, now hear me out. This might be it. This might not be it. But he secretly hates Big Ben. He's just never made it public that he has beef with Big Ben. He always kept it in his inner circle. And this time, nobody ratted him out. But he has always hated Big Ben Roethlisberger. Big Ben officially retired. All over the news. Great career. First ballot.
Tommy.
2-time Super Bowl champion. And then the next day, Tom Brady retires. Just two big middle fingers up in the air to Big Ben Roethlisberger. That's it's like, oh, really? You want some applause? You want some praise? Tom Brady retiring.
I forgot Big
out Ben. Of the news cycle.
Yeah, I forgot he retired that quick. Between the games and Tom Brady, I was like, oh, he did retire.
505-246-0610. Hit us up on the Sports Animal Hotline. When you reach out and super producer Mike Vitale says it's okay, we let you on the show. Tommy, what's up, Tommy?
Hey, what's up, guys? Tommy the Truth back at you. What an exciting weekend of football it was. Even though my bets sucked, I was happy to see Cincinnati, a team that's never won a Super Bowl, going up there against Mr. Detroit, Mr. Ex-Detroit Lion quarterback, trying to prove that he can get out of the cesspool of Detroit and win a ring, and he did it in 1 year. He's there. Let's see if he can get the job done. Do you guys have any early favorites that you're picking? I haven't picked it yet. It's going to be tough because my heart is with both these guys. Stafford getting out of Detroit, and then also with Cincinnati because they haven't won a ring. So I haven't made my pick yet.
My early pick is LA at home.
They are at home. Yeah.
Not with me, Tommy. I said this last week. I said if Cincinnati won, I was never going against them again. I'm going with the Bengals. Somehow, some way.
We're a house divided already.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I would say one thing, too, and I think you guys would agree with me on this. The young quarterbacks that we're having come out of the AFC, including your guy also with the Chargers, these young studs that are coming out, are much more interesting to watch than the ones in the NFC. Would you guys agree with that?
Oh, the AFC is loaded.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be a gauntlet for years to come in the AFC to get through all these quarterbacks.
You know, NFC, we got Fields. I think he's okay. Then we got the kid from Philly, and he can't beat anybody with a winning record. So I don't think there's even a comparison.
No, I don't. It's not even close. I mean, just look real quick, run them off. AFC, Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow. And you already got stalwarts there. I mean, what about Aaron Rodgers? The rumors to him going to Denver or Pittsburgh or LA. Does he want to play his last 3 years in the league against all these young super studs? Didn't even mention a hurt Lamar Jackson.
You haven't even talked about the potential of Lawrence.
Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah.
It's crazy how loaded the AFC is. I think Mahomes Allen is going to be the new Manning Brady.
Yeah, and it was crazy, you know, with Kansas City up 21-10 at halftime. I thought maybe they thought they could just keep going field. And Mahomes made some plays. It's like you always think he's going to be the magic man. And sometimes you just got to take what the defense gives you or just throw the ball away and just get points. And sometimes I think he can just do anything. And analytics shows that it does happen sometimes. And sometimes you just got to, you know, throw the ball away, throw it up in the stands and take the field goal. I had a question to ask Robert. I know he watches wrestling like I do. I know we saw the Royal Rumble. I thought the females Royal Rumble, they brought some ladies back that looked like they could still be in the ring. I thought the women's Royal Rumble was better than the men's. Would you agree with that, Robert?
Agreed, because the men didn't bring anybody back from the old school.
That made me so angry. And it's like, why did they not bring someone back from those schools? Surely there was somebody out there. I did enjoy the Seth Rollins match against Roman Reigns. The Shield thing was just pure genius. But could you imagine if they would just broke down that forbidden door a little bit more, Robert, and brought Moxley back from AEW coming down? That would have brought that whole house down if he would have came down with Seth Rollins.
I thought they were, because I thought they were going to go to Rollins and then change the angle and Moxley comes out in all black.
It would have been, that whole building would have shook, dude. It would have been amazing. But, they're breaking it down slowly with the women in the Royal Rumble. Maybe, things will break down more because I want to see crossovers. It's time to do that, and it will bring more interest to WWE if they do it more.
I'm all for it, and there's nothing wrong with the women being better than the men.
Tommy, we're up against it as quick as possible. Is Tom Brady really retiring?
I want to wait till I hear it from when he does the press conference and he says he's retiring, then I'll believe it. I won't believe it until then. And then he'll bring Gronk back with him. I'll believe Gronk is retired after Brady retires, says it officially in the press conference.
We have talked about Tom Brady for 11 minutes straight, and we have yet to mention how beautiful and rich his wife is. And of course, he's acting like he wants to stay home.
Yeah.
Duh, he wants to stay home. Thanks for being a friend of the show, Tommy the Truth.
Yes, sir.
Dan, we'll get to you after the break. You're listening to O'Neill's Presents 2 Men On 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
New crash to tell you about. It is on northbound I-25. It is just past the Cesar Chavez on-ramp. Right now, it is affecting your right 2 lanes. You're going to want to get over to the left to try to get around that. Also still dealing with that crash southbound on I-25 near Jefferson. That is causing slowdowns in that area.
This message is brought to you by Blake's Lottaburger.
Juicy, hot, and fresh tasting is what you'll get with the Blake's Lottaburger. Their premium Angus beef patties don't hit the grill until your order is placed because they want you to enjoy every mouthwatering bite. Fresh food is best, found only at your local Blake's Lottaburger.
If you see an accident, call the Traffic Tracker hotline at 767-9167. Brought to you by American Home Furniture and Mattress. Visit any of their stores today or shop online at AmericanHome.com. I'm Michael Carlisle from the 96.3 News Radio KKOB Traffic Center.
It's game time, baby. The matchup is set. Bengals.
Out of the gun, Mahomes, a deep drop, has time, looks for the home run ball downfield, knocked away, and intercepted. Off the deflection, Vaughn Bell's got it.
Rams.
The Rams have intercepted Garoppolo as it was spinning like a top and wildly through the ball.
Bengals. Rams. Right here. This is New Mexico's home for Super Bowl 56. 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
Sure, we have 30 seconds to tell you that drivers who switch to Progressive could save big. But then what? Well, there is a nice piece of stock music playing behind me that a talented composer worked really hard on. So let's enjoy it. Wow, almost overshadows the saving big when you switch to Progressive part. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Hey, y'all, this is your girl, Cheryl Underwood, and I want to tell you something. My digestive system used to make me feel sluggish, but those days are over. Now I feel great. That's because I increased my fiber intake with the Metamucil 2-week challenge, and I'm still hooked. I just took Metamucil every day for 14 days, and it's really that easy. Metamucil traps and removes the waste that weighs you down, so you feel lighter and more energetic. Now, I never want to go back to that heavy feeling. Are you ready for the Metamucil 2-week challenge? For a coupon and daily support, sign up at Metamucil.com today.
What does it mean to be a world-class university? To start, being ranked in the top 2% of universities in the world, and to be the only designated R1 highest research activity university in the state. It's about creating the most opportunities for students. And at the University of New Mexico, we do just that by offering affordable, top-tier education year after year and awarding millions in scholarships to our students. So, what are you waiting for? Apply to UNM at apply.unm.edu.
Did you know the average home loses 25 to 40% air through cracks and crevices in the duct system? Daniels Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning offers the AeroSeal process to seal, reinforce, and energize your duct system. How about an average energy savings of 30% while drastically increasing your comfort? Call my friends at Daniels today and ask about AeroSeal for your home, 898-8860.
You want it right today. Get it done the Daniels way. Daniels Plumbing, Heating, and Air.
Can your sports host do this? Jeff Symbieta was named 2022 Sportscaster of the Year by the National Sports Media Association. Listen to Jeff Symbieta every weekday morning right here on The Sports Animal.
Yeah. I was like, man, they make a series on it or what? Or like, I was about to break my heart. There's a kid's series. Like, that's not a remake.
No.
That's not a remake. That's one and done. We're talking movies during the break. We're talking TV series during the break. But now we're going to open up the phone lines again, 505-246-0610. Connect with us.
I love the callers.
Sports Animal Hotline.
I love them.
Thanks for waiting through the commercial break. Dan, what's on your mind, big buddy?
What's up, brothers? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Ready, go.
Okay, I'm going, man. The Rams, they lucked out, man. I can't stand those guys, bro. Anybody with the Rams, I'm an NFC West guy except for the Rams, okay? And Stafford, the Rams. Oh, give me a break. They lucked out. They used Donald and they used Odell Beckham like some pretty good decoys, I thought, yesterday. You guys can mull that over a little bit, but I think they kind of used them as decoys. That's the only thing I thought that they were doing right, but they lucked out. Do we really want the Rams to win? No, we do not want the Rams to win. We want Burrows to go on there and smack those guys around, man. I just can't stand the Rams, guys. I'm trying to hold back from saying a lot of terrible things about them. And some of my friends are going to be like, geez, Dan, why are you being so hard on the Rams? I can't stand them. I hope they fart and fall.
Where does the hatred for the Rams come from?
Joe Burrows all the way, man. Bengals all the way. I'm just venting here, guys.
Dan, where does the hatred for the Rams come from? Is it because they have a roster full of stars, or is this something just deep-rooted?
It's kind of deep-rooted, and they're even from St. Louis, I don't like the Rams. You know what I mean? I've never liked the Rams. What can I say? You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden we're in the same division, in the same conference, and I've got to put up with them every year, and I just can't stand them, and I'm just putting it all out there, and I hope they fart and fall.
Well, I mean, Tart did have that chance for the interception that would have sealed the game, but Jalen Ramsey also had a chance for a pick six, and he botched that one.
Yep.
So it could have went both ways. I mean, that's why you play all four quarters, because stuff like that happens all the time.
Now, I'm not saying that they don't have a Super Bowl worthy team. I'm just saying that I can't stand them. I don't want them to win. That's just me, you know what I mean?
I
just got to get it out there. It's made me feel so much better now that I've got it out into the airwaves, and I feel resoundingly great this evening now that I've said it.
Okay, well, I'm glad I could be your therapist. I am way cheaper by the hour.
Much, gentlemen. That's why I love the show. I try to keep it to a minimum, and I usually call and talk to Mike Vitale a little bit because he's my homie, and I don't even get on the air, but I just really wanted to say that way tomorrow morning I can get hammered by a few of my friends. You know what I mean? I get some action on the phone.
Sure, there you go. Whatever we can help you start a fire.
Yeah,
right.
Man, it's just going to be an inferno, guys.
Hey, thanks for the
call,
Dan.
Thanks a lot for taking my call, guys. I love you guys.
Hey, appreciate you. Love you too. Till next time.
Yeah, man.
So I don't have the same hate. He feels about the Rams the way I feel about Matthew Lillard's face.
Oh my gosh.
I don't even hate. I'm a Packers fan. I don't even hate the Bears that much. I don't even hate the Vikings that much. Dan really hates him some Rams.
I don't. Do I hate? No, I don't.
You don't even like.
No, it's to the for me. I laugh at things.
Sure.
So it's not that type of hate.
Right.
I've been to games and I'm like, okay, I don't like the Raider fan base, or I've been to Cowboy games and their fan base, but the hate, no.
If you're a real Packers fan, Van, you hate the Bears and the Vikings. Sports hate. That's not a real hate.
You know what? Mike wasn't even going to talk this show, and he had to get in on that one.
Yeah, Mike came in here last commercial break. He's like, I'm not going to participate much, guys. I'm just going to train Phil back here.
Yep.
And here he comes. I hate the Bears.
Put that hate out
there. Cheese fart.
Oldest and best rivalry is the Bears and Packers.
It's true.
Yep.
Yankees, Red Sox, Bears, Packers. There's not a lot better than that. And I like football better when the Bears do well. So if the Bears suck, and I'm like, Bears suck this year, I'm a Packers fan. It's better for football when the Bears are good. It's better for football when the Cowboys are good. It's better for football when the Raiders are good. It gives you more to talk about. It's more exciting.
And it includes more people.
For sure.
Bigger fan bases, big time.
Yeah, you had a lot of heritage teams in the playoffs this year that have been there forever. And it's good to see those old franchises doing well because it makes the season more interesting. But the Rams aren't one of those to Dan, apparently. And I do have a little bit of beef with the Rams, but good for them that they went all in because they don't have a first-round draft pick this year or the next 2 years because they went all the way in like that.
That's how you're supposed to do it.
You got a shot, go for it.
Yeah.
You got a window, go all the way in. You know, Jalen Ramsey, Von Miller, Odell Beckham Jr., Sony Michel, Matthew Stafford. Every time they had a chance, they went out and got the guy to improve their roster. And here they are in the Super Bowl, year one, with this roster coming together.
The one thing that my team never does, they did it and keep doing it, and they're in the Super Bowl.
So do you think teams with windows are going to take a lesson from the Rams and go all in? Because it seems like a lot of good teams just value that draft capital way too high.
Yeah, they do. This is going to be something that I hope a lot of teams start doing. Like, hey, we have this core group, but if we have these other guys come over here, let's go all the way in. Forget potential and maybes and who will be available. Just go get it right now.
And you don't even need, I mean, it helps, but you don't even need a genius general manager anymore. You could just go on Pro Football Focus and look at every statistical metric that's ever been invented and be like, you know what? We need to upgrade cornerback. Look, he's got these same grades 2 years in a row.
Yeah,
let's go get Jalen Ramsey.
Go get it.
Or look, Jared Goff can't hit a deep ball. He can't read defenses good. I mean, he's a good quarterback, not good enough to get us there. Go get Matthew Stafford.
Got to go.
You know what? This Cam Akers kid, he's good. He can run the ball, but he can't carry it 30 times a game. Go get Sony Michel. You know, hey, the Broncos are going to reload. They can't re-sign Von Miller. You know what? We need an edge rusher. Whatever it takes, go get Von Miller.
I love it, man. I love it.
And they're going the way of the NBA, right?
Yes. And this is something I'm trying to think. Has there been an NFL team to do this?
The Bucks kind of.
Well, they kind of did.
They already had a legit defense. They already had a legit wide receiver group in place.
That's true.
But these Rams just went and got out everyone they could.
The only team I can remember doing this, but he did it with like old players. Remember the Redskins when Snyder went and got all of the 35 and up guys?
Just overpaid for everybody.
Yeah, everyone. Just come on. We got your geriatric
There
pills.
really hasn't been a team that's done that. That's why it's kind of unique. You think about all in, you hear teams talk about NFL teams that they're all in. But what they did this past season, which you guys are saying, grabbing free agents and not having a draft pick for another 2-3 years, that to me is a new norm. I bet it's going to happen.
Well, I mean, people are going to learn. They're going to see the Buccaneers 1 year, got Tom Brady, got Rob Gronkowski, got a couple other extra pieces. Boom, Super Bowl.
Yep.
They're going to look at the Rams. Went and got Matthew Stafford, went and got a couple extra pieces. Bam, Super Bowl.
Yep.
So why isn't anybody else going to do that?
Right.
You know, the Denver Broncos are sitting back here drooling over these last 2 Super Bowls. They're like, oh, wait, all we need is an Aaron Rodgers and a Devontae Adams and somebody to replace Von Miller. Sign us up.
Let's go.
Let's go all the way in. Welcome to the Super Bowl next year, Denver Broncos. Congratulations, Aaron Rodgers. You got your second Super Bowl victory somewhere else, you loser.
Wait a minute. So you did all of this about Stafford. Oh, yeah, you know, the Detroit people. You wouldn't do the same thing with Aaron Rodgers if he came to Denver and won a Super Bowl?
100%. Denver has to go all in. They're not going to do it with Bridgewater. They're not going to do it with Locke.
No,
They're
asking,
not going to do it with Jimmy G.
I'm asking you as a Packer fan.
What?
Would you not be happy for Aaron Rodgers?
I would be so happy for Aaron.
Okay, there you go. I thought you were saying the opposite.
Aaron Rodgers on the field.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers, the teammate.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers, the guy in the locker room. I'm rooting so hard for that guy. Aaron Rodgers, the scientist. Aaron Rodgers, the social media influencer. That guy I want to fail and fall flat on his face so hard and embarrass himself. More football talk when we get back. You're listening to Dave and Buster's Presents 2 Men On. And you know what we love? We love us some I9 Sports. i9sports.com. Search Chapter 280. If your kid is interested in sports, any activity, they can support you, support your schedule, and support your kid. And we're lucky to have them on the team. You listen to 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal.
We still got that crash on southbound I-25 near Jefferson. That is causing some slowdowns. Also, northbound I-25, a crash just past the Cesar Chavez ramp. Seeing some pretty significant backups associated with that. You're going to want to stay to the left to get around it. Also, speaking of slowdowns, westbound on Paseo this afternoon as you head towards the river. Slowdowns starting around Jefferson. They're going to last you until Coors.
This report is brought to you by Ski Santa Fe. Treat your Valentine to a tram ride up the Sandia Mountains and enjoy an elevated dining experience at 10-3, where you'll see nature's beauty while enjoying dishes full of flavor. Visit sandiapeak.com or 103tram.com for reservations and our specialty menu.
If you see an accident, call the Traffic Tracker hotline at 767-9167. Brought to you by American Home Furniture and Mattress. Visit any of their stores today or shop online at AmericanHome.com. I'm Michael Carlisle from the 96.3 News Radio KKOB Traffic Center.
The Jim Rome Show.
It's never easy with the LA Rams, but how about that bet that they made when they made that trade for Matthew Stafford? Now they're 60 minutes away from cashing it in. That trade is looking pretty good right about now. So is the acquisition of Von Miller and OBJ as well, and Jalen Ramsey. These guys have been taking enormous swings for years, and now we are 60 minutes away from those swings paying off.
The Jim Rome Show. Weekdays at 10 on 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
Take a look at this double-digit dog on the college hardwood. I'm Joe Ostrowski here to help you beat the books with BetQL. Out in Big Sky Country, Northern Arizona is a 13-point underdog to Southern Utah tonight. But Southern Utah is just 4-12 against the spread, and the BetQL model thinks this number is 4.5 points too high. Take NAU. I'm Joe Ostrowski. Bet smarter and beat the books. Download the BetQL app today.
It's not easy being the one everyone counts on to keep the facility running, no matter the weather or supply chain hiccup. But we get you, Raymond in Buffalo, and Maria in Miami, Jules in Minneapolis, and Stan in Central Indiana, taking control of everything that's under your control. At Grainger, we're here for you with experienced branch staff at over 250 locations so you get the product you're looking for. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
If you've ever ordered food for work, you understand. It's different. There's just so much more at stake. Whether it's a meeting, a client call, or lunch with the office that has to arrive at the actual lunchtime, food for work has to work. That's why there's Easy Cater. Food that's on time and as ordered from over 82,000 restaurants. And if there's a problem, rare, you can reach someone in seconds.
Thank you for calling Easy Cater.
Some food just doesn't work at work, but Easy Cater just does. Order 24/7 at easycater.com.
Sure, we have 30 seconds to tell you that drivers who switch to Progressive could save big. But then what? Well, there is a nice piece of stock music playing behind me that a talented composer worked really hard on. So let's enjoy it. Wow, almost overshadows the saving big when you switch to Progressive part. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Are you in the market to sell your firearm? Ron Peterson Firearms wants to talk to you. Ron Peterson Firearms is in the market to purchase all types of firearms, modern and antique. They'll buy one firearm or your entire collection. Rest assured that New Mexico's most trusted gun dealer is still buying all types of firearms, always at top dollar. Plus, Ron Peterson continues to offer transfers for firearms purchased online. If you've got something to sell or transfer, please call 505-260-4790 or email rpguns@att.net. Alliance Mortgage Solutions is your new and local solution to all your mortgage and financing problems. Whether you're looking to buy a new home or just want to refinance the home you have to give your neighbors at Alliance Mortgage Solutions a call. They've got everything you need to save hundreds per month on your mortgage, like a new program where you can drop your mortgage insurance with only 10% down. That could save you hundreds every month. Get a free analysis today at 505-420-6100 or learn more at alliancemortgagesolutions.com. Alliance Mortgage Solutions cares
30 seconds
on to their customers. They even offer a down payment assistance program to those who qualify. Let your neighbors at Alliance Mortgage Solutions give you a grant to help with the down payment on your new home. You don't even have to pay it back. Learn more and find out if you qualify today. For friendly and local solutions to all your mortgage and financing problems, just call Alliance Mortgage Solutions at 505-420-6100 or visit alliancemortgagesolutions.com.
The Duke City's home for sports. 95.9 FM and AM. The Sports Animal.
Welcome back to Albuquerque. You're listening to I9 Sports presents Two Men On. We're live from the John Lopez Real Estate and Coldwell Banker Legacy Studio. If you have any questions about real estate, whether it's buying or selling or leasing or renting or career change, John Lopez is your guy. Hit up John Lopez Real Estate and Coldwell Banker Legacy. We've been bouncing around a lot this show, but we do that because we get some calls and we get some texts, and we just decide to switch it up if we want, and that's fine.
Versatility, man.
We could do it all. I don't even come in here with a game plan. I'll be honest with you. We just fly by the seat of our pants. Just kidding, but kind of. Okay, back to NFL recap. We're talking Rams, Niners. Matthew Stafford did it when it mattered. Niners defense came in, stopped them, made them look silly, actually.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of 3-and-outs, a lot of Rams game plan did not look right. It looked like San Fran literally had a copy of their playbook.
Yeah.
Like I thought,
exactly.
Are we going to see some like Spygate stuff come out the next couple days? Because it looks like the Niners know their plays. Wherever they went, the hole was plugged. Anytime they had a design play to a wide receiver, the guy was right on him. The Rams could do nothing until it mattered.
For them to have 7 points after 3 quarters with that team, I was like, what is going on?
Yep.
Like I was with you. I was like, they got their number. It's just simple as that. Because it's really hard to see one team beating another team 7 times. But after the 3rd quarter, I was like, well, here we go. That's what's happening.
17-7.
Yep.
Up 10 points on the Rams seemed way further away than up 18 on the Bengals.
Sure did.
When it was 21-3 Chiefs, I was like, you know what? Burrow to Jamar Chase, 75 yards.
Mm-hmm.
It's a ball game again. This could happen. The way the Niners defense was playing through 3 quarters, I was like, 10 points seems like 100 right now.
Yeah.
It must seem like 1,000 points to the Los Angeles Rams and Matthew Stafford. And Matthew Stafford said, hold my beer. Okay, you're going to win 6 games in a row against this team? Oh, you're going to shut us down for 3 quarters? Let me show you what we have to do. Long drive, touchdown. Long drive, field goal. Long drive, field goal. Last possession, what does he get to do? Kneel the ball 3 times because he's going to the Super Bowl. That was a gutsy, stellar performance by Matthew Stafford and the Rams in the 4th quarter, and I loved watching it.
That was a game that if you look at it just as a whole, you would have the teams reversed. You would have thought the Rams would have been the team that went up, and somehow the gritty, the tough, the physical 49ers come back and win. That's the type of game that we haven't seen from the Rams. I haven't. I've always seen them as the track star team out in the front holding on, or they're just blowing you out.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, that's what we did see is a lot of early leads and the other team comes back.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Rams hold on to it at the end.
No, man.
Or it's just an absolute demolish.
Yeah. Yep.
But the Matthew Stafford, kudos to him. It's like, hey, he's not battle tested. He's 0-4 in the playoffs.
Right.
He's finally got a good roster around him. He's finally got a defense. He's finally got a wide receiver core. And he did it when he mattered. So Matthew Stafford was clutch. I don't care what you say about him. I don't care how much Dan hates him. Speaking of callers, 505-246-0610, touch base with us on the Sports Animal Hotline. Mailman, what's happening, my guy?
Uh-oh.
Can I do it? Please let me do it, man. Let me do it.
All right, hit me, Mailman.
Hey, Vance, Fred's not here. Fred's not here.
I hope he's listening on the airplane on his way back because that'll make his day.
Yeah.
Hey, so
I know you guys are both comedic connoisseurs. Well, I need to know half of you are, and the other half is hip. So I'll let you guys flip a coin and figure out who's hip and who's the comedic connoisseur. You got it?
I think we got a little sprinkle of both.
Yeah, yeah.
One more than the other.
Okay. I received a message from Fred Slim Slow
Okay.
by text yesterday. He said to call the station, ask Vital to put me through to Robert.
Okay.
I said, okay.
Step one.
I said, what do you want me to tell Robert? He said, tell Robert to tell Van I ain't never coming home no more.
Okay.
And he hung up. So I take it you know what that's from, right? You know what movie that's from, right?
Tell me what movie.
Harlem Nights.
Harlem Nights. There you go.
Okay. Sunshine.
Yeah.
Dude called mom.
He called.
Hey, darling, put mommy on the phone.
He called his wife.
And tell hey, I ain't never coming home no more.
I am done.
Well, that's what Fred told me to tell Van. He ain't never coming home no more. He met Sunshine out in good old St. Louis, and he said, so long, Screwy. So,
well, to that I say good riddance, my friend. Stay
so he's
gone.
going to leave the show to you and Robert, but feel free, mailman will pinch hit.
There you go.
From Mr. Fred Slim Slow.
All right, mailman. We get nothing but positive feedback when it's just me and Robert. So good riddance.
So, mailman, I got to ask you. So we see who the Super Bowl matchup is going to be. Which team do you have?
I got to root for the Bengals, dog. It's all about the AFC North.
Okay, because I was going to ask you.
If the Steelers ain't there, I got to at least root for the division.
There you go.
Oh, you're better than me because if had it been Kansas City, there's no way I'm rooting for Kansas City. No way.
Well, see, that's because you hate KC barbecue, and I don't. I eat all barbecue, but I got to root for the division. I got to fly the flag for the AFC North.
There we go.
Even though we had the Dogtown leave in the middle of the night and all of a sudden become the Ravens. And then we had the original Ravens leave in the middle of the night and become the Colts or something like that. It was all crazy, but they love us. We love them. We will hold up the banner. It'll just make it that much sweeter next year that when we beat the Super Bowl champs, the Indianapolis. When we beat the Bengals next year, the Steelers will beat them. It'll just make it that much sweeter.
Okay, that's what it is. That you're trying to hide under your division.
Sure.
You want them to win the Super Bowl so you can say we beat the Super Bowl champions.
We beat the champs. Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, we took a long way to get to it, but that's
we
what
got
it really
nothing but love for them, dog. Nothing but love. Nothing but love.
You heard it there. Another big Joe Burrow fan, just like me. Mailman, thanks for the call.
Appreciate it, fellas. Have a good day.
And to Fred, of course, the mailman has to deliver the message.
Yeah.
From Fred. How perfect is that? Don't let the doorknob hit you with the good Lord split you, Manfred. Coming in here talking that smack on our show. Can you believe this? And look, why do people always want to leave the NFC North? What did they do?
I was going to say, like, well,
they're like the.
I'm thinking about, is that the part of the country?
The deadbeat dad going out for a pack of cigarettes.
Yeah, I'll be back. Never comes
AFC
back.
North is filled with worse fathers than Liam Neeson. Why did they make a second Taken movie and a third Taken movie?
And then
just to show how bad of a father he is.
And there's no new kids.
Yeah,
It's
right.
the same kid.
Did you remarry the same kids? Because your wife would have left you.
And
you can't keep getting people kidnapped.
I'm embarrassed to say I've watched every single one of them too.
I watched the first one.
I watched them all.
And the second one came out. It's like, this guy should be divorced
Yeah.
and unemployed, and he should be on a list, and the child care services should be watching this guy. I don't care if you work for the CIA.
Yeah.
Quit losing your wife and kids, Liam Neeson, a.k.a. AFC North. More football talk when we get back. You're listening to Dave and Buster's Presents 2 Men On. We're live from the John Lopez Real Estate Coldwell Banker Legacy Studio on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal.
If New Year calls for more hiring, check out Indeed, the all-in-one hiring platform that makes it easy to attract, screen, and interview candidates all in one place. Sponsor your first job post today after visiting Indeed.com/credit. This report is sponsored by Indeed.com.
Well, we've still got that crash on northbound I-25 just past the Cesar Chavez on-ramp. It is off on the shoulder now, but it's still causing slowdowns, so be careful as you're driving through there. And speaking of slowdowns, westbound Paseo this afternoon, we've got slowdowns from I-25 all the way down to Rio Grande. So maybe you want to look at Alameda as an alternate route to Paseo.
This report is brought to you by Kirtland Federal Credit Union.
If you see an accident, call the Traffic Tracker hotline at 767-9167. Brought to you by American Home Furniture and Mattress. Visit any of their stores today or shop online at AmericanHome.com. I'm Michael Carlisle from the 96.3 News Radio KKOB Traffic Center.
I'm Maggie Gray with the CBS Sports Minute. Of course, we need to give credit to the Bengals defense, but this was an all-time choke job by the Kansas City Chiefs. The decision to go for it before halftime snowballed into the Chiefs blowing a 21-3 lead. Patrick Mahomes completed just 7 of his 13 pass attempts and threw 2 interceptions. Mahomes could always claim to be the leader of the pack of talented AFC quarterbacks. After his second-half collapse on Sunday, he can no longer make that claim. I'm Maggie Gray.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Ready for an oil change? We can help get the right protection at the right price. Right now, you can get 5 quarts of Valvoline Daily Protection or Valvoline Max Life High Mileage Motor Oil with an STP oil filter for just $28.99. Visit one of our 6,000 stores or order from AutoZone.com for same-day store pickup or next-day delivery.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Ready for a new ride, but not sure where to start? Meet the tool that makes car shopping and financing easier. With Capital One Auto Navigator, you can find a car and get pre-qualified instantly. You'll get your real rate and monthly payment without even impacting your credit score. It's so simple, you might feel like you're taking the easy way out. That's because you are. Capital One, what's in your wallet? Terms and conditions apply. Find out more at CapitalOne.com/auto navigator.
Make this year the best Valentine's Day ever.
Well, it's Valentine's Day, sugar.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day. Love you.
You can win $250 to John Thomas Jewelers. Beautiful flowers from People's Flowers. Delicious Valentine's Day candy from the Candy Lady. And a champagne tasting for 2 at Gruet. Register and get your name on the winners list right now at sportsanimалabq.com.
Happy Valentine's!
This hour of 2 Men On brought to you by Bernalillo County DWI Prevention. Go to burncode.gov for more information.
What does it mean to be a world-class university? To start, being ranked in the top 2% of universities in the world, and to be the only designated R1 highest research activity university in the state. It's about creating the most opportunities for students. And at the University of New Mexico, we do just that by offering affordable, top-tier education year after year and awarding millions in scholarships to our students. So, what are you waiting for? Apply to UNM at apply.unm.edu.
Sure, we have 30 seconds to tell you that drivers who switch to Progressive could save big. But then what? Well, there is a nice piece of stock music playing behind me that a talented composer worked really hard on. So let's enjoy it. Wow, almost overshadows the saving big when you switch to Progressive part. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company.
30 seconds.
Yeah, this is your girl, Cheryl Underwood, and I want to tell you something. My digestive system used to make me feel sluggish, but those days are over. Now I feel great. That's because I increased my fiber intake with the Metamucil 2-week challenge, and I'm still hooked. I just took Metamucil every day for 14 days, and it's really that easy. Metamucil traps and removes the waste that weighs you down, so you feel lighter and more energetic. Now I never want to go back. Be feeling. Are you ready for the Metamucil 2-week challenge for a coupon and daily support? Sign up at Metamucil.com today.
Can the Lobos make it 2 wins in a row in conference play? They play
There we go.
State. We'll talk about it Tuesday on the opening drive. It's Jeff Symbieta. Join me and JJ Buck, 7 a.m. Talk to you then.
You're up.
Duke City, what it is. More NFL talk. 2 Men On is friends of the show with the YMCA. We start every morning at the YMCA, and I highly encourage you to find your why. My why is physical health. Yours might be mental health. Yours might be childcare. Yours might, hey, I need to get a vacation. YMCA could help you with all that. Beautiful facilities. Both facilities are great in town. Less than $1 a day. How about that? They're just giving it away.
Can't
Robert,
beat it. Can't beat it.
You been to the Y?
Yes.
It's pretty sweet.
Actually, I used to work right next door to it. When my oldest daughter was younger, she did daycare there.
Oh, nice.
Yes. Very familiar.
I feel Matthew Stafford and Sean McVay won the fourth quarter. I do not feel that the Niners lost the fourth quarter.
I'm with you on that. I was going back and forth. You know, I'm talking about the interception that didn't happen.
Sure.
But we forget it was still 9 minutes to go in the game.
Still a lot of time left.
Jimmy G was the quarterback on the other side. They would have went 3 and out or a turnover.
Just gave it right back.
Yeah, it doesn't even matter.
Just gave it right back.
Yeah, I don't even count that.
They
went and won that game.
The Niners imposed their will the first 3 quarters. It was a very impressive performance.
Right.
Stafford got rid of so many balls. There were so many balls thrown to the sideline. He just didn't know what to do with it. He was lucky not to get sacked more often. But when it mattered, St. Louis Rams offensive line gave him the time he needed. His receivers made big plays when they needed to. Couple lucky penalties, a drop ball on what amounts to a punt return.
Right.
The way Stafford threw that ball up for grabs in the middle of 2 receivers with 4 defenders there. Hits that poor kid right in the chest.
Oh, man.
In the numbers.
Oh.
In the numbers.
And it had like punt trajectory too.
Yeah.
It wasn't a laser.
He did the hands up, hands down.
Yeah,
thing.
he had time to do both. Yeah.
Do it. Which one do I want? Which one do I want? Went to punt catch, smack him in the middle of the jersey.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been a game changer, but still.
No.
There was a lot of time left. San Francisco's offense was anemic, except for that one big Deebo Samuel play. And my prediction was correct. Both teams tried to run the ball. Both teams dinked and dunked, screens and slants and short passes to keep their rhythm up. And the Niners offense just couldn't do enough to compete with the Rams defense.
When you say Niners offense, I just got to say Jimmy G.
There
was this is another point, another important game where he had a receiver wide open. I think it was Kittle. It was a touchdown.
Yeah.
Just overthrew him. Just bad.
It was bad. He had a few of those passes, and for him, they're always high.
Yep.
And that's dangerous because you see, Tom Brady throw some bad passes. They're always low.
Yep.
And like uninterceptable.
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy G's bad passes are high, out of the reach of the receiver, and then you got
right for the safety.
All these other hands right behind you.
Yeah.
Stafford's the same way. Stafford played really smart, except for that one throw that should have been interception, and then that tip ball interception.
Yeah.
He was making the right decisions, throwing him into the dirt, throwing him to the sideline, living to fight another play.
And that, I think that's the coaching of McVay that kind of was like reeled him in for a little bit.
Yeah.
Because he's got a little of that Mahomes in him too.
A little Favre.
Yeah, he'll go out there and just sling it, and we'll figure it out.
Because he's used to having Calvin Johnson out there.
There we go.
He played with Calvin Johnson for almost a decade. You can get away with whatever you want. With Megatron out there. OBJ, he's like a diet Megatron. He can make those.
Hey, man,
plays.
You know what? That signing that they have for him was big.
Huge.
And especially with Woods. Losing out on Woods and plugging in OBJ.
Yeah.
Oh.
Some good problems right there.
I know for a fact Browns fans are not cheering for him to win the Super Bowl.
It's the exact opposite. It's the exact opposite Lions fan, right?
They do not want him to win a damn thing.
Lions fans are putting on their Matt Stafford silver and blue jersey, yelling for him like he's still on the team. Ready for Eminem to rock the halftime show.
Yeah.
Ready for Kid Rock to storm the halftime show with a bunch of Kid Rock fans. Take over January 6th style. Turn it into an Eminem to a Kid Rock concert.
That's old school right there.
So kudos to Matthew Stafford. Good guy, deserves it. Anybody who gets stuck in Detroit and that anemic team for that long deserves the end of the career boost like this.
I wonder if Barry Sanders is like, damn, I should have done that.
Damn, I could have went to San Fran.
Yeah.
Where could he
he could have went to San Fran. Really never had like that type of running back.
No.
Oh,
Roger Craig was ahead of the time for like catching balls out of the backfield,
but not just a handoff.
No one doing what he's doing at that time.
Even when they had Ricky Waters, he was still a guy to catch the ball too.
Sure, that's what you expected.
Oh, I wonder what he thinks. I wonder what Megatron thinks. Well, I think Megatron was just done.
Well, I think when
they both were just done.
I think when Barry Sanders gets out of bed and his hips work and his knees work and his ankles work, and he could like have cognition, like he knows what he's thinking.
Yeah.
He remembers what he had for breakfast.
I think those two are the type of players. It really wasn't all about winning and nothing else.
Sure.
They like to play. They love to play. And it was just like, oh, we didn't win a Super Bowl. Who cares?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bo Jackson's a better archer than he was a football player. He's like a championship level archer. You seeing this?
Yes.
It's crazy.
It's Bo Jackson. He could do anything, man.
Bo Jackson. Bo knows archery.
Just plug him in.
I think the Niners are going to pull the Kansas City Chiefs as they went from Alex Smith to Patrick Mahomes. Next year, they will go from Jimmy G, who's already been to a Super Bowl, who's already been to an NFC Championship, to Trey Lance, the type of player who's like a diet Patrick Mahomes. Like, I don't know if he's got that same skill set for throwing the deep ball that accurate or reading defenses or making plays with his legs, but he's got the prototype of a, air quote, Patrick Mahomes type.
When also he plays the game the way that the 49ers offense is, rushing, tough. Like he doesn't, if the pocket collapse, he can go create. Just like you said, he's not going to just not be able to get away with not having athleticism. Jimmy G, he's cool. He just don't have that type of athleticism. And we saw it, especially on that last play.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he's your Brad Johnson. He's your Trent Dilfer.
Oh man, yeah.
He's your game manager. Yeah. You got to have a defense. You got to have a defense as good as the 49ers defense for Jimmy G to even get into the playoffs. For Jimmy G to even like have that kind of success to get to the championship game. He's not going to win you any games.
He'll lose them.
He can lose them. Defense and special teams won these past two. He lost this one.
Yep.
Where do you think he goes?
Jimmy G?
Yeah.
Oh, Colts.
Colts?
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh's a good fit.
I like that one.
I could see Pittsburgh.
He'll be the same situation that he was in with the 49ers.
The mailman just threw a stack of letters in somebody's window.
I think he just let loose all those dogs he had that one call.
Uh-huh. He just threw his dog biscuits in the ground and stomped on them.
I think people are underestimating the frustration that the Colts have with their quarterback situation.
Sure.
Especially the way they missed the playoffs.
That was ugly.
Losing.
That was ugly.
So, he might have some feelers out there.
It's a crazy quarterback carousel next year because, Aaron Rodgers, who knows?
Yeah.
Tom Brady might retire.
Yeah.
Colts probably want out
Mm-hmm.
with the Carson Wentz experiment. I mean, Vegas could move on from Derek Carr. I don't
Right.
think they should. I think Derek Carr sucks because he's been on the Raiders that long, not because he's not talented. But when David Carr has a good group around him, you see what he could do.
Right.
But how many teams want a quarterback? There's more teams that need a quarterback than there's quarterbacks to fulfill.
New Orleans. I'm not
Yeah.
talking about them. The Saints, they need a quarterback.
I need a coach for the quarterback
Yep.
first.
Yep.
Shout out to New Mexico Pinon Coffee. Not only do they have the best coffee in all of New Mexico, I would like to think the country, I would like to think the world, I would like to think the universe. But what I really think the world of is the way they treat the community and the things they do for the Albuquerque community. And we are honored to be a partner and sponsor of New Mexico Pinon Coffee. You've been listening to 2 Men On 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal.
We're still seeing a lot of slowdowns this afternoon on westbound Paseo from Jefferson to Rio Grande. Also, I-40 westbound slowdowns from the interchange to Coors. And speaking of Coors, southbound on Coors, as you approach Montano, we're seeing a good amount of congestion there, and that is causing slowdowns in that area.
This message brought to you by Presbyterian Foundation's Daffodil Days. Join Presbyterian Healthcare Foundation for Daffodil Days, presented by Garcia Automotive Group. Order fresh cut spring daffodils at phs.org/daffodil days or call 724-6577.
If you see an accident, call the Traffic Tracker hotline at 767-9167. Brought to you by American Home Furniture and Mattress. Visit any of their stores today or shop online at AmericanHome.com. I'm Michael Carlisle from the 96.3 News Radio KKOB Traffic Center.
Susan, I'm sorry I'm late. Traffic is terrible.
It sure is. But on top of that, gas prices have been skyrocketing. I can't believe how expensive gas has gotten recently.
Prices at the pump are up, but I never pay full price for gas anymore. I just use the free Get Upside Gas app that pays you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get paid cash when you buy gas with the Get Upside app?
Yes, up to 25 cents a gallon cash back every time I buy gas.
And does that actually add up to anything?
I'll make $200 to $300 this year.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Get Upside app now.
Download the free Get Upside app now in the App Store or Google Play to save up to 25 cents a gallon when you buy gas. Use promo code TIME for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's up to 50 cents a gallon on your first fill up. You can cash out anytime to your bank account, PayPal, or any gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Get Upside app and use promo code TIME for up to 50 cents a gallon cash back on your first tank. That's code TIME.
You'll never forget your first car. And you certainly will never forget your first car wreck. When this happens to you, you need an attorney who can help you get your car fixed, help you get all the medical attention you need, and help you get all the money you deserve. Don't deal with the insurance companies without an attorney. They have teams of lawyers and adjusters whose sole job is to pay you as little as possible for your injuries. When you're in a wreck and you need a check, call Lerner & Rowe Injury Attorneys today. We'll work hard to get you all the money you deserve and to keep you out of the courtroom.
Lerner & Rowe can get you more. Call 544-4444.
Insurance Research Council, July 2014.
Hi, I'm Sean T., motivational speaker and fitness trainer. Did you know that an actual electrical current makes your heart beat faster, brain speed up, and muscles tense? Promote a healthy lifestyle. Make sure to regularly stimulate your mind. And
we got 1 minute, guys. 1 minute.
I like to jumpstart my day with some sumo squat pulses, bear crawls, or even a thrill ride in one of Nissan's electric vehicles. Keep the electric feeling at your fingertips and feel your heart race.
You are an electric vehicle. It's true.
30. Going on 30.
Want to feel your heartbeat faster? Drive an electric car. Made by Nissan, a company whose EVs have gone 5 billion miles. Built for every driveway, every highway, and every speedway. Where the loudest sound is the beat of your electric heart. Nissan. Electric cars for electric drivers. 5 billion miles driven by Leaf owners globally since 2010.
K240BL Albuquerque is 95.9 FM, AM 610 KNML Albuquerque.
The sports animal.
Proud to be a Cumulus media station.
Even if they're not that proud of us.
Now betting for the sports animal. Your afternoon drive. Number 2, men on. Van Nunley and Fred Slow. And in the on-deck circle, Robert Buck D. Gibson.
This is 2 men on.
You're up.
And Fred Slow.
Oh dear, what the bleep have we here? Can't rap that song. There's way too many cuss words. I'll mix up my bleep.
I was waiting to see how long you were going to go.
I can't. I had it in my head. I was like, oh man, I'm going to miss one of these bleeps.
Yeah.
Welcome back to 2 Men On 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal. We're lucky to have such great partners and sponsors of the show. One of them being the Electric Playhouse, and we're really excited to present our Wiffle Ball League, and we're going to join forces with the Dodgeball League. So coming soon, we'll have some big announcements on when the Wiffle Ball and Dodgeball League starts. We're shooting for an early March start. So companies, businesses, groups of friends, if you like a coldie in one hand and a wiffle ball bat in the other, come join your dudes at Electric Playhouse. But before we do that, let's talk to the best in the biz, journalism extraordinaire, all things Albuquerque, all things sports. Jeff Grammer, what's happening, my dude?
What's going on, guys?
Nothing, sitting around doing a sports talk radio show. What are you doing?
I'm sitting around enjoying the sports talk radio show that you guys are doing.
Oh, my goodness. What a coincidence. So what's going on in Lobo land, Jeff? A big win yesterday, stayed out of the basement with that W. Is this a sign of good things to come, or is this just like, no, they should have won this one?
They should have won it is the answer. The sign of good things to come, I suppose, is kind of, it's all relative, right? It
Sure.
depends what like where you're coming from looking at this. They were picked in the preseason. Nobody wanted to agree with it at the time, but they were picked by the media in the preseason to finish 8th, 9th. They were tied for the 8th, 9th spot. So if you look at the standings right now in the Mountain West, they're in 10th, but they haven't played Air Force yet, who should be. I say should be. They've actually picked up a couple wins, but Air Force will probably end up 10th, and the Lobos will probably end up 9th, and that's where they were picked. So on one hand, they're doing what some people expected, people around the league, not what Lobo fans had expected or hoped for, but they're doing what they, what people thought, a lot of people that follow this league thought they were going to do. On the other hand, they've been playing really well in losses. Nobody, ultimately, the scores will the only stat that really matters at the end of the game, and they started league play 0-7. So when you're 0-7 in Mountain West Conference play, it's kind of hard to say, well, this team's actually playing well,
Right.
but they were. Wyoming was a team that had one loss at the time, or two losses at the time, and was undefeated in league play when the Lobos went to Laramie, Wyoming, and lost by 2 points in the final seconds. That's something not many teams in this league are going to do. They went to Colorado State, who was the preseason favorite to win the league, and a lot of people still think they will end up winning the league. And they went to Colorado State, and in the final minute, were still in the game, had a chance on the road to win. They've covered, for those that follow such things, while they're now 1-7 in the standings in the Mountain West, they're 7-1 against the spread. So the Vegas computers that kind of predict how teams are supposed to play and how they're supposed to perform, they've outperformed in Mountain West play. They've outperformed what the computers predicted for them 7 out of 8 times. So they're playing good based on what however you want to look at it. But the results are bad. So if that's all that matters, then yeah, they're still a pretty bad team right now. And beating San Jose State, the worst team in the league, doesn't really matter. But they're doing what they're supposed to in terms of what the computers predict them to do.
Jeff, so there's been some schedule changes to the Lobo schedule. Can you tell us how that came about and what the changes actually are?
Yeah, so the main thing is this. There are 2 road games that have been moved just by one day to kind of put a little cushion between other games those weeks. That's an at Fresno State game and an at San Jose State game. Probably not going to move the dial much for most Lobo fans in Albuquerque. too much on those two. But the big news today was that they rescheduled the Colorado State game. That game originally was supposed to be December 28th, when at the time Colorado State was 12-0 and nationally ranked. That probably would have been a good draw, even though it was December 28th, right around the holidays when maybe people have some other stuff going on, students aren't in town. Still, an undefeated nationally ranked team probably would have been a pretty good home game for the Lobos. Well, since then, Colorado State's lost a couple times, so they aren't nationally ranked. It probably won't be the same kind of draw, but they rescheduled that game, and that's important that they get that game back, the Lobos, in terms of ticket sales and stuff like that. But the bad news, I think, is they announced today they will not reschedule the San Diego State game. That's who they play tonight here in San Diego, where I am. San Diego State will not be going to the pit. So the Lobos this year are going to miss out on the two biggest Mountain West Conference potential fan games at the gate, if you will, the ticket sales games, because they didn't get Nevada. That Nevada was not on the schedule this year at all. There's one team every year that doesn't play every team. It's an 11-team league and then an 18-game schedule. That means there's one team you don't play at their place every year and another team you don't travel to. So they missed Nevada, which means that's the biggest draw of the year in Mountain West play for the Lobos, because Steve Alford and Craig Neal are their coaches. So fans like to come and boost Steve Alford and Craig Neal. Well, that game never got scheduled, so they missed out on that. The second biggest game is San Diego State, because they're the perennial champions. They've won this league more than any team in the conference history. And there was a pretty good rivalry going for a while with New Mexico State and San Diego State. So those two games aren't coming to the pit. That's not good for ticket sales. And obviously ticket sales for a team that starts 0-7, hasn't been to the postseason in 9 years, have already been struggling, plus all the other restrictions that some people have decided not to go to the game for. Those are all real kind of factors to poor ticket sales. And yet the Lobos are still going to clear $2.5 million in ticket sales, but they projected over $3 million. So it's going to hurt them at the gate this year, and losing these games doesn't help.
Schedule pending, COVID pending, you travel to all these games. San Diego State's a pretty sweet city. The Mountain West is full of sweet cities. What is your favorite to visit when you're on the road, and why?
Well, I'll tell you from just kind of what I was talking about attendance-wise. I'll tell you, attendance-wise, tonight will be the first time that the Lobos will play in an opposing environment that is actually bigger than the Lobo crowds. And even the Lobo crowds, for some people, have been pretty critical lately, where they're saying, oh, yeah, they announced 8,000, but there's probably only 6,000. Well, I haven't been to a game yet that's been really more than 6,000 on the road. So San Diego State is going to be a good 10,000 fans tonight, I'm sure. And they have the best student section. So as far as like arenas go with fans and support tonight, San Diego State, that's the best in the league. But there's a lot of good arenas in the Mountain West Conference. It's weird because for the lack of success that this conference has had in the postseason, and there hasn't been much in the NCAA tournament, the arenas out west, like they're all really big. They're all really good fan support. They're all that kind of stuff. They just haven't had any NCAA tournament success. But I'm telling you, Moby Arena in Fort Collins, when it gets full, it only seats about 6,500. But if you get all 6,000 fans in there, it's a pretty cool little arena. Boise State, when it's packed, pretty good. San Diego, it's just hard to complain too much about San Diego when they have the best student section, the raunchiest, the meanest, they say the nastiest stuff. The show is what they're called, their student section, and they come at players pretty hard. It's fun to follow them. You're not going to enjoy it if you're a Lobo tonight, but like they have the best student section. And in college sports, if you have a really good student section, you create a pretty good environment. And hands down, the best student section in the league is the San Diego State student section.
Well, here I was asking about food and nightlife, and uber professional Jeff Grammer gives me a real answer. It's what I deserve.
Well, look, they also play. They also have UNLV in the league. It's kind of hard to say UNLV nightlife wise. Like if you're looking for something to do, it's hard not to find something you can do in Las Vegas. So obviously the UNLV trip every year. If I want to go out and lose a whole bunch of money or get myself in, what stays in Las Vegas kind of territory, then Las Vegas is something every year to do.
Okay, Jeff, let's pivot to the big game. So we have Cincinnati, which is a surprise to a lot of people, versus the Los Angeles Rams. How do you see that game playing out Super Bowl Sunday?
I'm boycotting the NFL. Next question. I'm a 49ers fan. I don't want to talk football again until it's the Bengals and the 49ers like it was way back in 88, I think it was. I don't want to talk football ever again.
Oh, you need a Weineken to wash down those French fries?
A little bit. Look, I'll tell you what. I picked my 2 preseason picks. Were pretty close. It was the Bills and the Rams. That's who I thought was going to go to the Super Bowl.
Okay.
The 49ers had a kind of season where I was okay, good. They're not going to be any good this year. Fine. I don't have to invest in them. And then they started playing really, really good about week 8, about midway through the season. They started looking good. And then by the end, I'm like, well, dang it. Now I got to invest emotionally again. And I did. So now I'm nice and emotional and bitter about what happened yesterday. But the Rams are matchup wise, the 49ers had a chance because their run game, they run away from Aaron Donald, who's the best player in the league, in my opinion. The Bengals are going to have a much more difficult time keeping Aaron Donald from dictating how the game is played. I know Joe Burrow is fantastic. He is the future of quarterbacks in the AFC in particular is just wonderful right now. Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, and Joe Burrow all under 25 or around 25. 5 or 6 quarterbacks in the whole league right now.
Yep.
Like that's exciting if you're into that stuff, which I'm not because I'm a 49er fan who doesn't have a good quarterback situation right now. But like the Bengals are gonna be really hard pressed, I think, to keep Aaron Donald and that Rams defense from getting to Joe Burrow.
Hey, that's my exact analysis. 2 weeks away. You want to just take 2 weeks off, Vital? Is that what you want to do? Yeah. Okay, fine. Yeah, I didn't even pick the Niners to go to the playoffs this year because there's no way I thought that whole talented roster would be able to stay healthy. Lo and behold, they get healthy at the end of the year and just tease the ever-loving everything out of Jeff Grammer. So I'm sorry you got your heart broken, buddy.
Let me share you, and I've shared this on different shows before, so some people may have heard this, but the reason I'm a 49er fan is I'm a born and raised New Mexican, so you get to pick whoever the heck you want to be your favorite sports team, right? I'm a Portland Trailblazer basketball fan because I happened to go to a Nuggets game once where they played the Trailblazers when I was a kid, and I knew the Nuggets were awful, so I said, I'm going to like that other team. Happened to be Portland. That's why I'm a Blazers fan. I like the Twins because Kirby Puckett's short and round like me. I'm like, okay, great. But for the 49ers, I was at my best friend's house, and my best friend's mom was also my babysitter. So I was at my babysitter's house or whatever, and her husband was watching a football game. So it might have been like maybe a Monday night game or something. My mom hadn't come to pick me up yet. And it was the 49ers, and he said, oh, look, it's the Santa Fe 49ers. I was born in Santa Fe, and the SF on the helmet, he told me, stood for Santa Fe. So I was probably 8 or 9 years old before I realized Joe Montana and Jerry Rice don't live down the street from me. Like, I thought they lived in my hometown. I was like, Santa Fe 49ers, how do you not like them? They're in our town. And I stuck with it after I realized. I felt a little betrayed for a while when I realized they were in a whole different state, but I ended up sticking with them. And for a guy of my age where Joe Montana and then Steve Young came around, like there was a pretty good run right when I was really getting into football. So I'll take it.
Jeff Grammer, the best in the biz. Appreciate you being a friend and appreciate you being a friend of the show, my dude. Anything else before we let you go?
No, good luck to the Santa Fe 49ers next year, though.
I love it. The SF was Santa Fe. It would have took me – he's a smart guy. It would have took me a lot longer to figure that out.
Yeah, I would have been a grown man.
Like 30. Like, yeah. San Francisco? What are you talking about, San Francisco? They only got baseball there. You're listening to Dave and Buster's Presents 2 Men On 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal.
New Mexico Department of Game and Fish reminds every off-highway vehicle user to help protect New Mexico's natural resources. Operating OHVs on designated trails and roads will help prevent destruction of habitat which our wildlife depends on. Be our partners to protect our public lands. This report brought to you by the New Mexico Department of Game and Fish.
Traffic this evening improving out there. We're still seeing some slowdowns on westbound Paseo as you get close to the river, but nothing like it was earlier. Also, I-40 westbound, Rio Grande to Coors, that little bit of an area there on westbound I-40. We've got some slowdowns, but all in all, everything looking good right now here in the metro.
The Albuquerque Journal and Venue Plus for local insight and answers about pets or puzzles, sports or shopping, comics or movies, events, dining, music, television, and more. Get all your entertainment and recreational questions answered. Subscribe at abqjournal.com.
If you see an accident, call the Traffic Tracker hotline at 767-9167. Brought to you by American Home Furniture and Mattress. Visit any of their stores today or shop online at AmericanHome.com. I'm Michael Carlisle from the 96.3 News Radio KKOB Traffic Center.
It's game time, baby. The matchup is set. Bengals.
Out of the gun, Mahomes, a deep drop, has time, looks for the home run ball downfield, knocked away, and intercepted off the deflection. Vaughn Bell's got it.
Rams.
The Rams have intercepted Garoppolo as it was spinning like a top, and wow, they threw the ball.
Bengals. Rams. Right here. This is New Mexico's home for Super Bowl 56. 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
Home values are rising. Jack Thompson here, CEO of Legacy Mortgage. Home values are rising, and now is a great time to put your equity to work. Pay off high interest rate credit cards, fund your children's college tuition, or take the vacation of your dreams. Interest rates remain low. Home values are rising. Now is the time to call Legacy Mortgage. Call us at 296-4747. That is 296-4747, or log on at legacylens.com. And go Lobos.
Legacy Mortgage, your mortgage provider.
NMLS number 249314, equal housing lender.
The Rocket Mortgage Super Bowl Square Sweepstakes is back, and we're kicking off the action again with the largest official game of Super Bowl Squares ever. Here's the play-by-play. There's millions of dollars in prizes, and a bunch of lucky fans are gonna win big. Every single score change will draw one lucky winner from the square to win $50,000. That means touchdowns, field goals, extra points, safeties, even a 2-point conversion is a winner. 50 G's. Plus, 2 grand prize winners will win $500,000 they could use toward their dream home. There's one way to enter, 2 ways to win, and 0 reasons not to play. See rules and get in the game for free at RocketMortgageSquares.com. Rocket Mortgage, official mortgage sponsor of Super Bowl 56.
No purchase necessary. Legal residence of 50 U.S. and D.C. of age of majority. Ends 11/11/22. Equal housing lender licensed all 50 states. NMLS number 3030. The NFL entities have not offered or sponsored this promotion in any way.
This hour of Two Men On brought to you by Bernalillo County DWI Prevention. Go to burncode.gov for more information.
Susan, I'm sorry I'm late. Traffic is terrible.
It sure is. But on top of that, gas prices have been skyrocketing. I can't believe how expensive gas has gotten recently.
Prices at the pump are up, but I never pay full price for gas anymore. I just use the free Get Upside Gas app that pays you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get paid cash when you buy gas with the Get Upside app?
Yes, up to 25 cents a gallon cash back every time I buy gas.
And does that actually add up to anything?
I'll make $200 to $300 this year.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Get Upside app now.
Download the free Get Upside app now in the App Store or Google Play to save up to 25 cents a gallon when you buy gas. Use promo code TIME for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's up to 50 cents a gallon on your first fill up. You can cash out anytime to your bank account, PayPal, or any gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Get Upside app and use promo code TIME for up to 50 cents a gallon cash back on your first tank. That's code TIME.
The Herd with Colin Cowherd. Weekdays at 1.
Identity, you have none. What's your personnel look like?
95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
Welcome back, Albuquerque. Big shout out to the YMCA. We love us some YMCA. Anybody who helps kids. That's why we mess with I-9 Sports, too. We don't allow partners on the show if they're not out here helping people in these streets, these rough and tumble Albuquerque streets. You know, I can't picture Kirby Puckett now without Jeff Grammer's face plastered on him. I'm gonna have to Photoshop him some baseball cards now.
You got to do it.
All right. Jeff Grammer, you know what you're getting for Christmas. You're getting a Kirby Puckett rookie card with your face on it. All right, let's talk quarterback carousel real quick.
All right.
I really want to cover this Grambling name, image, likeness story.
Yeah.
But we started touching on the quarterback carousel and didn't really finish the thought. I mean, and this is an ongoing conversation, obviously, and we're not going to have the magic key right now. But I want to know, do you think there's like a perfect fit for a quarterback to a team? you're like, this just makes sense. Like Tom Brady to Tampa Bay. They already got a good defense. They already got wide receivers. Boom, it just makes sense.
I do. I think I've said it before on here, I think last week, but the team that I'm talking about, I don't think they're going to get rid of their quarterback.
Okay.
Tannehill's got to go. He's got to go. That team is way too talented, way too good, a great coach. They're just missing that quarterback.
They are. I mean, they really are. I got two examples. Your Titans.
Yeah.
And the Colts.
The Colts, yes. Oh, yeah. I forgot about the Colts.
Yeah, I mean, they have everything.
Yes.
Titans have everything. Colts have everything. If they had an elite quarterback to lead their teams, they're both Super Bowl favorites immediately.
Yep.
If either of those teams get Aaron Rodgers, I mean, if the Broncos get Aaron Rodgers and a couple more pieces, I think they're in similar situations. But again, more AFC teams.
Yeah.
It's gonna get to the point where the AFC Championship is the real Super Bowl.
The real Super Bowl. Yep. It's only going to get way more competitive. We saw it this year.
Yeah.
After this year, oh man, the AFC is going to be must-see TV more than it already is.
I think you're exactly right that the Titans probably learned their lesson in that playoff game.
Oh yeah. Yes.
And Ryan Tannehill did me dirty. Because I went on a rant.
You did.
I went on a rant the game before that Tannehill isn't as bad.
Yeah. You brought the stats out. I remember top 10.
Yeah. No, top 8. Top 8.
Yeah.
He was top 8 quarterback the last 2 years. I was like, look, guys.
No.
He's been putting together a very successful, very quiet run with Tennessee here. And then the next day he throws 3 picks. Well, I don't say anything about Ryan Tannehill for 2 years.
Ever.
And I say one nice thing, and he goes out there and throws 3 picks just for me.
He's like, you know what? I got to let Van know he has no clue what he's talking about.
I'm good, am I?
I am horrible.
Let me show you. I mean, there's some good jobs out there.
Yeah.
There's some good jobs for coaches and quarterbacks.
I'll tell you another place. The Redskins.
Okay.
I said I liked Heineke, but after watching him at the end of the season, no way. They can't. The lights were way too bright for him because they had a chance to not win the division, but to go to the playoffs. They still had a chance.
That would be a good spot for Adams and Devontae.
Oh yeah,
because they already got Terry McLaurin.
Oh yeah,
and they already got some good role players and a very good defense.
Yeah, their defense is on point.
I picked Ryan Fitzpatrick to lead the Redskins to the playoffs.
Yeah, I did too. I had them actually winning the division.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I had them second behind the Cowboys.
Yeah, but he got hurt.
Yeah,
playing my team. So
Fitzmagic, R.I.P. No more magic.
There's a lot of good teams. A lot of good, like you said, a lot of good teams that need that quarterback plugged in, and it'll take them over to the edge. The edge.
I could see a scenario with a huge shuffle around. Aaron Rodgers goes one way. Derek Carr goes another way. Russell Wilson goes another way.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have all these other holes to fill. It's like playing 3-card Monty. Like everyone just keeps switching around.
Has this ever happened in the NFL? I don't think something this big with the potential of it happening.
Right.
I don't think so. We're used to quarterbacks sitting down where they're at. We're just going to figure it out.
Right. And then build around
them. Yeah.
Because NFL, man, I know we touched on this earlier, and we can go into it as ad nauseum some other time. But the NFL is going the way of the NBA, where the star player dictates where they go. Like you saw it with Odell Beckham Jr.
Yeah.
He wanted out. His dad put up receiver porn on the internet and got him chased the hell out of there. And now look at him. He's playing in the Super Bowl.
I got to ask you a question about that because I know you were kind of vocal. Now that you see how Odell came about and where he's at with the Rams, do you think that was a good move? It's easy to say now because I remember people were bashing him. And it wasn't because of just his attitude. People were saying he couldn't play.
Right.
So,
I mean, it's obvious that he could play.
Right.
I mean, they just didn't run the offense through him in Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
And Baker Mayfield wasn't talented enough to get him those big plays.
That's what it was.
Sure.
That's what his arm wasn't big enough.
And like you didn't hear those things about Odell Beckham Jr. in New York until the very end.
Right.
until things were so bad that he opened his mouth.
Yeah.
You didn't hear those things about Odell Beckham Jr. in Cleveland until the very end when it got that bad.
Well,
and you don't hear it at all.
Yeah.
Since you've been to LA, apparently he's a great locker room guy.
Well,
Everyone loves him. Everyone loves him on the team.
Sadly, he's one of these receivers that when things are going well, it's great, but let it go south, they're going to be the face of the bad stuff.
Yeah, I know old school football coaches are just grinding their teeth.
Yeah.
Listen to this right now. A player should never be able to dictate where he goes. A player should never dictate what happens in the locker room. That's the coach and the team captain's job to set the mood in the locker room. But here we go. Here's players dictating.
That's what we are now.
You saw Brett Favre do it for a long time. Aaron Rodgers is doing it right now. Odell Beckham Jr. got away with it this year. I think you're going to see more and more of it, that we're going to have 4, 5, 6 super teams of all these players, all these buddies going together, playing on the same team, just like the NBA is already doing.
Yep.
I mean, you see it every year in baseball. Like, there's so much movement in baseball. Why don't they do it in other sports?
The NFL has a salary cap. Baseball doesn't, but I think that's where it could be a problem.
Yeah, I mean, you get penalized on the salary cap just like the luxury tax. So they're not entirely that different, right? With the luxury tax in baseball, you have a certain expectation of the taxes that you're willing to hit. But if you're a football team going over the salary cap and you have all those penalties, it makes you put your team into perspective. It's like, hey, did a main guy get hurt? We got to eat that salary and put more salary on top of it. Or is this just like a dumb GM going all in one year, spending too much money like we saw at the Redskins historically?
Right. Yep.
The fines you get on going over the salary cap and the percentage you got to pay back on a luxury tax aren't all that different if you think about it. It's a soft salary cap anyways.
All it is a copycat league. Let the Rams win. Watch. It's happening. More people, more GMs, more teams are going to be like, you know what? We've been trying it this way and not getting the results. They did it. Look at their results. Let's follow the same blueprint.
Yeah, you saw it with the Chiefs 2 years ago. Like they said, hey, man, we got our guy. We were already good before. Let's add a couple pieces. Boom, Super Bowl.
Yep.
Tampa Bay was already looking good. Add Tom Brady and Gronk. Boom, Super Bowl. Rams are already good. The Rams were there 3 years ago with the most of that same core.
Yeah.
You add Odell Beckham Jr., Sony Michel, Von Miller, and a real quarterback. Boom. Look where they are right now. So they're setting a new precedent. This is going to be the new normal. Teams who have a chance will go all the way in and get used to it.
Yep.
We're going to talk name, image, likeness, and college sports when we get back, as this is the best story I've heard about it so far. We spend our afternoons, a.k.a. our happy hours, at O'Neill's Pub, and we spend our weekends at friend of the show, Electric Playhouse. You're listening to 2 Men On 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
32 teams started the NFL season, and now there are 2 teams left. The Cincinnati Bengals. There he is to the end zone. He comes down with it. The Los Angeles Rams.
He's wrapped up. He flips it forward. It's intercepted. It's intercepted. It's intercepted.
This is New Mexico's home for Super Bowl 56. 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
When some people peek under the hood, their first thought is, what's all this? You may as well be asking them to translate hieroglyphics in the Valley of Kings. If, on the other hand, you know automotive inside and out, from starter to tailpipe, good news. We're not looking for translators, but we need great mechanics, like you.
If you have 5 years experience working service phase, Leonard Tire and Automotive Repair is hiring. Simply email your resume with contact info to leonardtire@aol.com. Leonard Tire and Automotive Repair has the career you are looking for.
Lobo basketball is back. The defending Mount West champion Lobo women's basketball team returns to the pit Wednesday, February 2nd when they host Colorado State. And they'll be right back at it again Saturday, February 5th when they host Wyoming. Fans are encouraged to wear pink to the game on the 5th as we support the fight against breast cancer. Tickets to both games are available at golobos.com/tickets. That's golobos.com/tickets. We are New Mexico, and this is Lobo basketball at the pit. We'll see you there.
Susan, I'm sorry I'm late. Traffic is terrible.
It sure is. But on top of that, gas prices have been skyrocketing. I can't believe how expensive gas has gotten recently.
Prices at the pump are up, but I never pay full price for gas anymore. I just use the free Get Upside Gas app that pays you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get paid cash when you buy gas with the Get Upside app?
Yes, up to 25 cents a gallon cash back every time I buy gas.
And does that actually add up to anything?
I'll make $200 to $300 this year.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Get Upside app now.
Download the free Get Upside app now in the App Store or Google Play to save up to 25 cents a gallon when you buy gas. Use promo code TIME for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's up to 50 cents a gallon on your first fill up. You can cash out anytime to your bank account, PayPal, or any gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Get Upside app and use promo code TIME for up to 50 cents a gallon cash back on your first tank. That's code TIME.
The Duke City's home for sports.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
That's a yes.
This is 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
Welcome back to Dave and Buster's Presents Two Men On. We're live from the John Lopez Real Estate and Coldwell Banker Legacy Studio. You ever caught a football game at Dave and Buster's?
No, I haven't. I haven't.
All right, we got to go soon.
Yeah.
Basically, really any sport.
Yeah.
I know there's only one game left. But
I know. I'm glad you switched it up to any sport.
So at Dave and Buster's, you got like the bar side with like 40 TVs just wrapped around you. You know, great food, great service, great drinks, cool atmosphere. But on the other side of the bar, you got the one giant like Jerry World, like featured big screen TV. We watched that big come from behind victory from the Duke City Gladiators on that screen with a bunch of Duke City fans that didn't travel. That's pretty sweet. Not gonna lie. Love me some Dave and Buster's.
Definitely have to check that out.
Cool story coming out about Grambling. So they got not just a couple players, not just the star players, but the whole college somehow. And I can't wait to hear the X's and O's of this sponsorship, because the college itself isn't supposed to get any reward from name, image, likeness. It's supposed to be the players themselves. But apparently they worked out a deal where a couple sponsors, and I'm sure once this gets traction in the news, there's going to be more and more sponsors as we go along. But two main national sponsors have sponsored the whole Grambling football team. So every single player gets paid to play college football.
Yep.
And I love this story for multiple reasons. Have you seen this yet?
Yeah. So I was looking at this. Every one of their scholarship student athletes will be paid. Like you said, there wasn't a lot of information on it, but my first thing was, who has committed to Grambling after seeing this story? And I'm looking here. There are two significant. They already got someone from LSU. This guy was
in the last 48 hours.
Yes, he was an LSU signee, linebacker Dante Starks. I'm good. I'm going to Grambling. I'm going north up the road. I believe it's north. It is. And another one, National Junior College Athletic Association Division III Defensive Player of the Year.
Boom.
Changed his commitment to the Grambling Tigers
in the past 24 hours since
this news came out.
I'm really curious to see how they work this in between the college and players themselves, because the college isn't supposed to have anything to do with it. The sports program isn't supposed to have anything to do with it. It's supposed to be a neutral third party in between the player and the sponsor. But I'm really excited. I mean, this is the way it should have been forever.
Yes.
Whatever your program makes should be equally allocated once bills are paid in between the players. You're making money off of their face. You're making money off of their jersey. You're making money off of their performance, and they should be rewarded.
I think this is just in time, and it's right on time, because, you know, they have a new head coach, Hugh Jackson, came from the NFL. But also, speaking of Jackson State has Deion Sanders.
Sure.
And he's pulling in some big name recruits. These guys he's pulling them away from D1 schools. So for Grambling to say, all right, This is how we're going to level the playing field a little bit. I love it. I love it.
And of course, leave it to a HBCU to make this kind of evenly equitable deal. Because, like, here we go.
Say it.
I'm going to say it.
Say it.
I mean, college athletes were treated like slaves for decades.
There you go.
The colleges made money and money and money and stacks and stacks and stacks of money off these kids' name, image, likeness.
Yep.
And, hey.
Even up to the to gaming.
Yes. Yeah.
Even up to that.
You could have their actual faces and names and they get nothing out of it.
Yeah.
So now I think Grambling is now setting a standard for the baseline standard of living for student athletes.
Yes.
Because if you got room and board taken care of, you got food taken care of, you got a little money in your pocket to travel, I think after that, they'll be able to go out and get their own name, image, likeness deals.
There you go.
And like this sets a new precedent.
This is what we call stacking.
We're doing the opposite. We're doing the opposite of exploitation here.
There you go.
You see what's happening?
Well, I'm looking on Twitter already, Van, and there's already grumbles. So when are they going to put a cap on this NIL stuff?
Never.
No.
Never.
No, it can't be. It can't be done that way.
There's never going to be a cap. You know what there's going to be? Everyone trying to keep up with what Texas A&M did this year.
Right.
Because they pumped $30 million into their recruits. Guess who had the best recruiting class? The one with the most money. Surprise, surprise.
I'm looking here just to stay on the same NIL thing. Arkansas, University of Arkansas, they have J.B. Hunt behind them. You know how much money J.B. Hunt made last year? $12 billion.
Oh, my.
So they already have their first big basketball recruit sign, name, image, likeness, backed by J.B. Hunt. So this is about to get real interesting.
Hey, I'm glad Texas A&M stuck their neck out first and be like, hey, we'll compete with the Auburns, we'll compete with the Alabamas, we'll compete with the Ohio States.
Yep.
Well, how do we do that? You give us all your oil money, duh. Right. It costs money. God, we buy these guys, and just like the free agency NFL.
And then also look at these high school athletes. A lot of the areas that we're talking about is high poverty.
Yes.
So, the thing is, let's go to college. Let's get out of this. Let's work hard in college to become pros. But these colleges are multi-million-dollar establishments. So it's great, like you said, to give them their just due. Then they might not even make it through college half the time.
Sure.
So I'm with it. I want an NIL everywhere. I want this to be just
100%.
Oh, I want this to catch like wildfire, which it already is actually.
I want all these kids wearing like Letterman jackets that look like NASCAR, where it's got every sponsor you could possibly just patches after patch after patch all over these kids.
Yeah,
let them make some money.
And
no more exploitation.
Yeah, and I don't want to hear about what's the cut between the starting quarterback and the third string quarterback. It doesn't matter.
No,
everyone eats.
Yeah, exactly. And Grambling's setting a new precedent by spreading it out to everybody. It's an amazing deal.
Yep.
And I hope this is the new normal. I hope this is what it becomes for college athletes, because it's legit not fair for all these decades who have passed and these guys make nothing. You're using their name, image, and likeness. You're making millions of dollars off them. You're paying them nothing and saying, well, you're getting a college education. Am I?
Yeah.
Am I, when I don't have to go to class?
Exactly.
When I know I'm getting an A in all these ridiculous classes. I'm not going to class until I hurt my knee. I'm not going to class until I don't have any more NCAA eligibility and the NFL doesn't come calling. Then I'm going to class.
What happened?
Don't be daft. Don't be a fool.
What's going to happen?
These guys don't have to go to college.
What's going to happen is these bigger colleges, these bigger universities, they're going to be against it until that level of athleticism, that level of high-ranking recruits start falling, and they're seeing them go to these NIL schools.
Sure.
Then they're like, okay, we got to do it too. So I don't see this being a bad thing at all.
No, it's not.
Nope.
It's a great thing.
Yep.
And then slowly, I mean, if you're seeing a school like Grambling spread it out over all their scholarship football players, it's going to set a precedent for the big guys because they can't have egg on their face now.
Exactly.
They're like, well, if Grambling does it, Alabama has to do it.
Has to.
We can't have egg on our face that this smaller school, less money, less budget, less name, image, likeness is doing the right thing. So it's going to set a precedent to take care of all these kids better.
Yep.
And that's just like their standard living day to day is going to be better.
Would this be better to cut the? Now, I don't know how this works. I'm talking about for these colleges, universities that have quote unquote boosters who do their little underhanding thing. Doesn't it make it better that, hey, the NIL is the legal way to do this? Yeah. Now we don't have to worry about sanctions.
Sure.
That's how I look at it.
Yeah. All the best sports movies in the 90s were about these cheating scandals.
And they were true.
Blue Chips,
yeah,
The Program,
all of
like
them.
those are the best movies of the 90s, and they're about cheating. And here we are 30 years later, finally learning our lesson. Like, it took that long? It take you that long and telling people you're wrong to where you're finally like, oh, you know what?
Right.
Maybe we weren't doing it right.
Right.
The varsity of whatever we decide it's going to be. You're listening to I9 Sports presents 2 Men on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Discover thousands of dollars in new tax credits and your biggest refund guaranteed with Jackson Hewitt. Schedule an appointment with one of their tax pros to get a head start on your taxes. Go to jacksonhewitt.com to learn more and find a location near you. This report is sponsored by Jackson Hewitt.
This is Andrew Perloff with a CBS Sports Minute.
It's the normal time we break for this break.
NFL MVPs have been quarterbacks. But watching the NFC conference title.
Yeah, no. And then there's not enough commercials. So this is actually when it should be running at 48, actually.
Hasn't won the award ever.
It's just yeah, so it'll be about 10 minutes. If there isn't any commercials, it's real light.
Watching TaxSlayer calculate your refund feels like climbing to the apex of a roller coaster.
It's actually 11, 27, 41, and at the top it goes 54 to 56.
And maximum
I'll let you guys just fly with it.
Start for free and get your guaranteed maximum refund. TaxSlayer. File fearlessly.
Are you sick of your dead-end job? Do you crave a career with a better work-life balance, better lifestyle, or maybe you'd like to work from home? It's a new...
And usually that's what we do, but today there hardly is any commercials.
Months, not years.
But yeah, usually that's the break. I usually break there at 41. Usually I give you guys 44. So
T-workers, go to
yeah.
You and take the
all averages out.
Evaluation today. It's not rocket science. It's mycomputercareer.edu.
Fat burning, hypercore, increased metabolism, hypercore, flattening the midsection, hypercore, appetite suppressing, hypercore, all day energy, hypercore. The Contour Elite featuring hypercore has been NutriShop's best-selling fat burner for over 10 years and has sold over 100,000 units in New Mexico. So yes, over 100,000 people just like you have decided to change the way they look and feel. Stop by your 2 Albuquerque NutriShops today or visit us online at NutriShopNM.com. NutriShop.
I'm attorney Kevin Rowe. We see it every day. People hurt in car wrecks being misled by the insurance companies in order to minimize the amount of money they have to pay. When the insurance company tells you you don't need an attorney, that's when you know you need an attorney. Want a fair settlement? Don't attempt to deal with the insurance company on your own. Call Lerner & Rowe Injury Attorneys today at 544-4444. We'll fight hard to get you all the money you deserve and keep you out of the courtroom.
Can get you more. Call 544-4444.
Insurance Research Council, July 2014.
The Rocket Mortgage Super Bowl Square Sweepstakes is back, and we're kicking off the action again with the largest official game of Super Bowl squares ever. Here's the play-by-play. There's millions of dollars in prizes, and a bunch of lucky fans are gonna win big. Every single score change will draw one lucky winner from the square to win $50,000. That means touchdowns, field goals, extra points, safeties, even a 2-point conversion is a winner. 50 G's. Plus, 2 grand prize winners will win $500,000 they could use toward their dream home. There's one way to enter, 2 ways to win, and 0 reasons not to play. See rules and get in the game for free at RocketMortgageSquares.com. Rocket Mortgage, official mortgage sponsor of Super Bowl 56.
No purchase necessary. Legal residence of 50 U.S. and D.C. of age of majority. Ends 11/11/22. Equal housing lender licensed all 50 states. NMLS number 3030. The NFL entities have not offered or sponsored this promotion in any way.
New Year.
Minute ago.
New Year, old you. Wouldn't that be great? Well, it can be. Hey, it's Jeff Symbieta. And guys, if you're dealing with some very natural things like being tired way too often, maybe you put on a few too many pounds or even erectile dysfunction, then yes, it would be really cool to reclaim the old you, wouldn't it? You can. Call NewMail at 505-652-1688 or visit newmail.com. That's NUMALE.com and feel better. That's what NewMail does. They take
30 seconds.
Country with industry-leading cutting-edge testosterone replacement. Look, as you age, there's a very real chance you're going to be affected by these things. There's nothing to be ashamed of, and feeling like you again could be as close as a phone call and an appointment. Call NewMail at 505-652-1688. They're right here in Albuquerque.
You have about 10 minutes on this segue.
What's really important, it works. The results are real, and men everywhere are benefiting. Take care of you. Call NewMail at 652-1688 or visit newmail.com and feel better. Can the Lobos make it 2 wins in a row in conference play? They play at San Diego State. We'll talk about it Tuesday on the opening drive. It's Jeff Symbieta. Join me and JJ Buck, 7 a.m. Talk to you then.
You're up.
Welcome back, Duke City. You're listening to friend of New Mexico Pinon show, a.k.a. 2 Men On. Friend of the Electric Playhouse show, a.k.a. 2 Men On. And you're listening on 95.9 FM and AM 610D, Sports Animal. Got an idea for the varsity from the text line. Varsity of sports video games.
The ones that they need to bring back or revamp.
I think we just got to do all-time sports video games.
Just do them all time. Got you.
Let's put that in our pocket.
Yeah.
For tomorrow or Friday. Let's do Friday when we're both here.
Yeah.
Because we missed a couple segments, so we're going to skip the varsity today. But big shout out to I9 Sports, Chapter 280. Been a friend of the show since the get-go. They are a day one friend of the show, and we're honored to be part of what they do. And anything they want from us, they just reach out and yell. Phone, email, carrier pigeon, whatever. They say it, we're there. Okay, I just wrote down sports video game varsity. Definitely got to do that one. I'm surprised we haven't done that one yet.
You haven't?
I don't think so.
Oh, that's gonna be a good one.
We do so many that they kind of slip.
Yeah.
Like me and Fred did one time, and like one of us made a similar joke, and we both looked at each other like we totally did this one before. And we we both said the same joke. Like, of course we did this one before. So I want to talk about the opening line of the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to move a lot. It's already moved a whole point today.
Yep.
So it opened up at 3.5, which is basically a pick'em game in a neutral site. You can kind of lean on home field being 3 points. And the Rams have a home field game for the Super Bowl, just like they did in NFC Championship. So if the spread is 3.5, you take away 3 points for being at home. That's a 0.5 point favorite. That's a pick'em.
That's pick'em.
Pick'em.
Yeah, either or.
The line moved to 4.5. So they got a lot of action on the Rams. So early money is on the Rams at home.
Mm-hmm.
But people have lost a lot of money betting against the Bengals.
Yeah, man.
Second half of the year in the playoffs, people have lost a lot of money betting against Joe Burrow. Just keeps beating the spread, beating the spread, beating the spread. Is it going to happen again? I mean, that's your snap judgment, right? Day one, 2 weeks to go.
Yeah. Oh man, I can't do it. I can't.
It's too early. It's too early. Too early to stick your neck out.
Yeah, it's way too early.
I've said it like I said it all year. I like this Rams roster too much. They have to be my favorites. I mean, they have to be my logical, reasonable, put it down on paper pick. Even though obviously my heart is going after Joe Burrow, who has absolutely stolen my heart this playoff with his swag, his play on the field,
all of that,
being a good teammate, being a hilarious interview after the game, his rock cosplay. Everything he does is right. He just does everything right, and I love it so much.
The Rock cosplay did it for me.
Was that the one?
Oh man, the black turtleneck with the chain
and the fanny pack.
Oh,
it's too good.
J-Bo.
It's too good. I think there's going to be a lot of bets on the Rams, and this line is going to go back and forth, because just like I said, Bengals versus Chiefs. If you're not a Rams fan already, if you're not betting money on the Rams, it's the whole country versus the Rams.
Yeah, because they have that type of roster that you've been talking about.
Yeah.
And it's just the casual fan usually doesn't like that, where all good guys from different teams come together to make a super team, quote unquote.
Yeah.
That's how the Rams are being looked at. Even though it's kind of not like that. Got a couple of castaways, a couple of guys who were told can't play, can't do it. Even Von Miller, they wrote him off.
Sure.
He hasn't done anything since the Super Bowl.
Came out big last game.
So it's kind of a different narrative, but the casual fan will just see those names on that one team and say, nah, I don't want them to win.
Yeah. I mean, that's the vibe I got already.
Yeah.
Just a few phone calls and just calling and texting a couple buddies. It's like, if you're not a Rams fan, you're not betting on them. The whole world is going for Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
Sorry, Matt Stafford. You're a great storyline.
Yeah. But it's Matt Stafford versus a whole organization.
Right.
It's never won anything.
Sure.
And not even having won anything, have been really bad really recently.
Yeah.
That's a great story.
I love Joe Burrow, man. I'm rooting for the guy. But I just see the Rams roster is just too good, and they keep doing it. They keep doing what they need to do against Tom Brady, against Patrick Mahomes. Just keep doing what they need to do.
Yeah, but those guys aren't Joe Burrow.
That is true. So 50.5 over under.
Oh, it's up to 50.5?
50.5, so over under.
Wow. I'm looking at an old one then because I was looking at 49.5. Well, 50.5. What do you think about that?
Right now I want to go over.
Yeah, me too.
I want to go over, but I mean, you saw how the refs treated NFC Championship weekend.
Right.
I mean, they air quotes just let the kids play. It was really touchy in the defense. It was real touchy in the secondary. Got their hands on the receivers a lot more than you would allowed to every once in a while. The Super Bowl's for the quarterbacks, right?
Oh, absolutely.
You got to highlight the quarterback.
Yeah.
You got to have some action. You got to have some memorable plays. So I think the refs will be back to their regular season form and start calling those plays again. So I think it will hit the over.
Well, I think just to get a little technical on the 50.5, the Rams, they have Jalen Ramsey. They're going to put him on number one.
Sure.
They're going to put him on number one. You guys know Jamar Chase. But the Bengals are equipped that their 2 and 3 guys are dope.
Yeah.
And that's where I'm like, nah, I got to go with the over. You could put Ramsey on Chase. Chase going to do his thing. He might not do the big, huge thing. Well, he might, but
he's going to eat.
He's going to eat.
Oh, he's going to eat for sure.
They have 2 other capable receivers that can go off.
Yeah.
So 50.5 is not, no. That's too low for this game.
I mean, you could make a good argument that the Bengals receivers were top 3 in the league before they added Chase.
Yes. Yep.
And now who beats them now?
Right.
The team they're playing, a healthy Rams team. Cup, Woods, Beckham. All 3 of those guys are healthy. It's hard to beat that threesome.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And then Buccaneers, it's hard to beat that threesome. But,
with the receivers in the Super Bowl, 50.5 is not enough.
I think you're right.
On both teams.
Yeah. Yeah, I right now, the way it sits right now, if the spread is 3.5, I like the Rams. And if the over-under is 50.5, I like the over.
I want a shootout.
And now I got 2 weeks to convince myself I'm wrong.
You're going to waffle back and forth so many times, watch.
Oh, for sure.
Yep.
What else are we going to talk about? I like it. I'm excited. And what's best about the Super Bowl is all the weird prop bets.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I can't wait to talk to like some prop bet analyst in Los Angeles when we're there for the Super Bowl. By the way, loyal listener, if you haven't heard, we're going to be in Los Angeles the week of the Super Bowl. We'll be doing our show live from Radio Row at least Tuesday through Friday, maybe also Monday. We'll see how the time frames work out. But the boys are going to be at the bowl. Van, Fred, and Robert. And a special guest producer.
It's going to be crazy.
I don't know if he wants to say on air who he is. We'll figure that out later, too.
Before we go, I got to say something because you were talking about bets. There was a bet of $20, a free $20 bet.
Right. I forgot about that.
That got both of the championship winners and down to the score, both correctly. $20 free bet using FanDuel. They won $579,020. Man, you're talking about lucky. Especially with those games to come down to those points.
Yeah.
I would have had a heart attack. I would have never been able to collect my money.
Oh, because you just be dead on the floor?
I'd have died. Yes. No way.
Robert's last words. Bury me with my money.
Last words. Don't give it to Van.
Van turns in a will written in crayon. Robert said I could have it all. It says it right there.
Also, that wasn't the only winner on this same bet. There was two lesser winners. A $5 bet. Let me go back to it. $5 bet on the same thing won $145,000. A $2 bet won $58,000. So they picked the winners and the scores.
Off of a free bet.
Free bet.
$500,000.
More than $500,000.
Free bet turns into $20. $20 turns into $500,000.
Man.
Bonkers. Fred Slow is back in town tomorrow, and he is back on the show. The original lineup of 2 men on. Not like this one isn't as good or better. I think it's better. Thanks for the callers today. Howard, Tommy, Dan, Mailman. Thanks our special guest, voice of the Lobos, Rob Portnoy. And the Albuquerque
music 1 minute.
Jeff Grammer. Always good having those guys on. It's cool like having such cool dudes in the press that you like to work with.
Yes.
It's I'm never like, ugh, Jeff Grammer's got to come on and talk. I'm like, hell yes.
They're knowledgeable and they're cool, man.
Yeah.
That's what I like.
We got a good balance here. We got a bunch of cool dudes here doing sports journalism in Albuquerque, and I'm proud to be part of it.
30.
Special shout out to some of our sponsors, John Lopez Real Estate, Coldwell Banker Legacy. You'll get to see him this Thursday at O'Neill's in Nob Hill as we'll be doing the show live from there.
20.
Anything to add before we get out of here, Rob?
Nah, man. I'll be in Dallas this week. My nephew's picking his college, so hopefully he picks the right fit for himself.
10.
You've been listening to 2 Men On 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.